Flip, Jim, Bubble, Jim, what the hell's going on, man? Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Are we live? Perhaps not. Friday Night Live, ladies and gentlemen. 2 viewers, 59 minutes in. If you'd like to come on this historic broadcast, Michael Taylor says, hello, Gratu. Let's see here. Invite. Stringer. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit. That ain't what I plan to do, motherfucker. That's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. All right. You want to come on here and chat with the Gratu World Off here on the Gratu World Off Friday night television program? Chat's in links in the chat. It's Gratu World Off. I was famous for about 40 seconds back in 1957 on the Star Day record label. Little song called Eat My Poop. Little rockabilly number. Since then, I've been here in this truck stop. Running a truck stop here in Lamoni, and I acquired some comical, funny books, and I've been showing them here on the YouTubes, and I've become famous here on YouTube, even more than from my musical career, man. I got 400 and something followers, man. They'll do anything for me, man. They'll drink my Kool-Aid, man. I'm trying to upload a show right now here on YouTube. I'm having trouble. See what you got to do. Oh, here's the show that's happening right now. Oh, shit, motherfucker. See it there? That's the show you're watching. Let's see what happens if I turn it on. Yep. There's the show we're watching. Can you hear it? How about that? Can you even hear me, ladies and gentlemen? There's the show we're watching. Yep. So anyway, yep. Friday night, Friday the 13th, man. That's supposed to be bad luck. Any of you guys fellas out there had bad luck today, man? Come on, and tell me about your bad luck today. Come on, tell me. I know bad luck, man. After that first 45, man, I did not have any more other hits. Let's see what Michael Taylor says. Gratu, I commented on your last 2 videos. Did you see them? Let me take a look. As soon as after I... Let's see. You'll take a look at the last 2 videos. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here, man, on the Gratu walkie-talkie, man. Got it plugged in because it's low on electricity. Let's see here, man. Go in the history. Your videos. All right. Here's... I got this video Friday the 13th. I got a copyright. Look at that. I got a copyright claim on it because I did some karaoke, man. This is really good, man. I think I was pretty good, man. We'll get back to seeing That's the show that you missed yesterday, man. Let's see. Comments. It's bad luck, man. Let's see, man. I did this last night, but I pretended it was today. I was fooling you, man. Let's see. Let's see, man. Yeah, I'm doing a little Hank Williams number there. You hear that, man? Let's see here. Michael Taylor. Did he come in? I see the comment. I think I did. Let's see. I'll see that on there, man. Let's see. The video before that was one about Batman, man. Let's see. Michael Taylor's on that one. Let's see, man. There's Robert Harrison too. There's Whip It Lass. Where? What the hell? How do you do?
Who dares to search?
Oh, I don't see him, so I'll go to the YouTube studio, man. Let's see if it shows up later. Let's take a look, man. Oh, shit. I'm sure they're on there, man. I don't know, man. I don't see them. I don't know. Let's see. I'm sure they're there. I think I saw him. I think he said something on there. Yeah, let's take a look. I can't see him right now, man. Right off the tip of my hat, I can't see him. But then I don't have too good eyesight, man.
Purple sky.
I got this flash grenade in Korean War, man. It flashed out my fucking eye vision. Can't see too good now. It says there's 12 comments. There's Hudson 3838. Then there's Go Away. Then there's Captain Strangelove. Then there's 70 Runner 49. Robert Harrison, Jayhawk, Dave E. Claire. Then there's 3 replies to him. He's wanting to know what the ceiling's made out of, man. He wasn't talking about my singing. Robert Harrison. Then, let's see, everything like that, man. Then I see this other video. It only has 3 comments, but it only shows me 2. So YouTube must have censored one of those comments. It's probably all about the cabal or something like that. Then Michael Taylor's right too. You don't see them. I don't see them. Did you cuss in them or something? Because YouTube may have taken them down, man. If you use some cussing 4-letter fuck words or something, man. Did you put? You can't. There's certain things you can't do. You can't put a link or something like that, man, because it fucks up the algorithm, man. The go-go rhythm. Okay, man. So make a fucking phone, freaking fudging phone call here. Let me just a second, man. I'm gonna make a call over here too. Shit. All right. Well, you alert all the media, man, because I'm going live, man. Yeah, Hunter Biden. I was gonna have Hunter Biden on as a guest tonight. Yeah, make sure he knows that I went on early. All right, ciao, man. I'll see you later, fools. Yeah, Sutter Biden's gonna be on later on, man. Yeah. I don't know why your comments aren't on there. What'd you say? What'd you say, Michael Taylor? There's 8 people watching, man. 8 loyal viewers, man. Viewers. Look at this Tammy Wynette 8-track, man. She's the queen, man. Volume 1. Look at these hit songs, man, that she has on there, man. Stand By Your Man. DIVORCE, man. It's got that on there, too. See all those, man? Oh, man. This is from 1976, right about the time she got a divorce. Yep. So is. Yeah, man. Look at this comical book, man. Look at that, man. The Frankenstein monster, man. Look at that. Look at the Dracula guy, man. And the wolf, man. Yeah. Beating up them people that we're not allowed to mention on YouTube, man. Oh, man. Look at him. He's got the Return of G.I. Robot, man. Everybody's favorite character. I've got shit, fuck you, man. Got 8 viewers, now I got 6. What's wrong with you, motherfuckers? Those people left because I wasn't singing, man. They probably wanted to hear a song, man, like DIVORCE, man. Song about how I was pulling out of Pittsburgh. Taking little white pills, my eyes are open wide. Look at me on this night. Can't have anything around. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Them cats was fast as lightning. You You know it was a little bit frightening, 'cause they did it with extra time. There was Funky Sammy Fung and Little Sammy Lee. I'm trying to put up a new episode of the Garage War Life Show. I'm uploading it right as we speak. What I'm trying to do is film as many episodes as possible to get up to the magical number of 666. And then we were going to have a magical seance here on the Garage War Life Show that will cause the Earth's axis to rotate. You know, where the South Pole is will then be the North Pole. The Earth is going to flip over on the 666th broadcast of the Garage War Life Show, ladies and gentlemen. And then all will be ripped asunder. And we will be entering into the age of Aquarius, ladies and gentlemen. Because this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And, all right, so I'm waiting for my videos to come up so I can, and you can watch me upload the latest episode. That'll be a million laughs today, ladies and gentlemen. So, what else do you want to see here? I've lost all the viewers. I'm down to 4, man. It's Michael Taylor says, Gratu, you don't see them. I don't know why I don't see them. What did you say, Michael Taylor? Tell me. That's very disappointing that YouTube would censor the comments. Now you got me all in suspense. Let me put on my glasses and see if I can see these comments. They might help me. I just can't make out the comments that you made. Oh, he's saying, Gratu, you don't see them. Yes. But what I do see is this chewed up copy of 200 more daily strips of The Spirit. People forget that there was a daily. Oh man, this is really fucked up. Look, you can barely open it. It's actually had water damage. Not in my supervision. This is, I think, something I got from Lone Star Comics years ago that was already pre-damaged. Damn. Yeah, this is highly fucked up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that was the only thing to stick together. Yeah, apparently there was a daily strip of The Spirit. People just think of The Spirit sections. I guess no one wants to come on tonight. And Michael Taylor's not telling me what he said. Let's see. What the hell? I'm just on for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be going off to eat at some point. The Spirit, ladies and gentlemen. Horrible. Horrible, this damage that was done to this book at some point in its distant past. Yep. How about that? This is a great issue of Alter Ego that's all about Not Brand Eck, one of my favorite comics, if not my favorite comic. Cool Spirit book. Do you see the comments under those videos, Michael Taylor? Because I'm wondering what's going on, why YouTube's not allowing me to see them. Oh, shit. Mother effing. See, if the phone powers goes down, see what I've got to do is I hit upload a video and I click that and then it freezes the screen and I've got to wait for it to find the video that I shot on the phone that I can upload to YouTube. But in the meantime, if I let the phone power down, then it stops looking for the video. So I've got to keep touching the screen like this, even though I won't scroll. Those are first world problems, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Here's a Hunter Biden's first book. You know, he wrote an autobiography, but this is his first book, Meet the Werewolf. He used the pseudonym George S. McHargue, but trust me, it's really written by Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden, ladies and gentlemen. He said he was going to come on the show here. Michael Taylor says, I'll be in Horror Mike's chat at 7 p.m. Right now it's 3:59 p.m., which means in 1 minute it will be 4 o'clock p.m. Of course, I don't know. Horror Mike is on the Florida coast, so 7 p.m. to him would be 6 p.m. to normal people that live here in mid-America. So that means that there will be 4 to 5, 2 hours before Horror Mike's broadcast. I will not be on at that point. I will be hopefully watching Horror Mike, but more than likely I'll be at a Mexican, a human restaurant. Here is a painting by Hunter Biden. Horror Mike. Yes. Yeah, I know his show's on Friday night, and it's not allowed to be on Friday night because that's his night. But I thought if I did it early enough, I would not disrupt that. Let's see. I'm just killing time, ladies and gentlemen, until my show gets broadcast. My real show. This is just bullshit. You know, no one's coming on. Let's see. So, a new comment. It's 5 p.m. by me. 5 p.m. by you. Okay, so you're on the East Coast then, Michael Taylor. What state are you in? Are you allowed to tell us that? Let's see. Yes, Horror Mike. I don't know what I'll have to look at. Maybe he's got a thumbnail up. What is his show going to be on tonight? Usually he tells us the latest horror and exploitation films that you can watch on Tubi TV, or he talks about Heavy Metal Magazine or the films. Really, there's only one film. Let's face it. Don't do that other piece of shit. Heavy Metal 2000, piece of shit. Okay, so I keep doing this so that it was okay. What's going on here? Victor says it's 10 p.m. in London. Oh, I've got someone in London watching. That's pretty cool. Michael Taylor. Oh, you're in New York City. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So you actually have comic book stores there and record stores and things to do. But then you also have horrible things too as well. But I keep pretending to scroll like a mental patient trying to upload the latest broadcast. Yeah, Victor, that's cool. I didn't. I know. I have one viewer in England, Whippet Lass, and I've got a viewer that lives in Israel. That this YouTube studio used to really tell me how many men and women watch and how many people in what countries. Well, oh, okay. It finally came up. So I've got two choices. I can upload the 42-minute and 22-second video or the 57-second video that was a mistake. And I meant to go longer than 42 minutes on this video, but I accidentally turned the phone off. So I click it. All right. And then this is what happens. Like the video starts playing. So I hit next. Next. All right. Now they want me to give it a title. So I'll call it, man, what's the name? Okay, what you're watching is 657. So this will be the Gratu Orloff show. I'm typing it in. The Gratu Orloff. I wish you guys would start making shows because there aren't many cool people in the comic book community making videos anymore. It seems like it's very slim pickings. It's just speculators now. So we got to start making more shows to entertain each other. Um, Things are starting to go well in the world. Um, well, yeah, the Republicans were about to go after Biden and investigate his obvious corruption. But then the Democrats thought, oh, no, 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 we can't allow that. So we're going to take him down ourselves. We won't let them do it. So they're in the process of turning on him right now. And his own people are starting to find all the stuff in his house and Hunter Biden's garage and stuff. And so soon um, they'll have him out of there, and somehow they'll figure out a way to not put in Kamala Harris. Okay, the Garage Orlov show number 658, and what will I call the episode? Um, um, well, I drive around in the episode. It's another one where I drive around the town. So I'll put tour of Gorilla City. That's where Grodd lives. I'm not talking about Ape City, which is Planet of the Apes. Tour of Gorilla City. Yes, indeed. Let's see. The correct world shows. Now, um, so I put that in, and then I hit next. Yes, it's made for kids, or no, it's not made for kids. I always put no, it's not made for kids. Then I hit upload video, and it starts uploading. And then you can watch the progress. See, it's preparing. 20% of preparations already happening. That's how you upload a show onto YouTube. So you guys can make your own shows. I would highly appreciate it. Michael Taylor, Victor, make shows, put them on here. Let's see what Michael, he goes through the newest stuff on Tubi on Friday. Okay. That's, wonder if he has stock in Tubi. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Tubi, the commercials are obnoxious, but it's certainly a cool way to see a bunch of stuff for free. Um, Indeed. Anyone else want to come on live? I'll put the chat. I may have to go at any point, but if you come on now, we can have some discussion. So if you just click on that link that I just put in the chat, this one here, it will take you right into the YouTube studio. And we can see we're already up to 29%. And let's see. And this is the one that you're watching right now. This is the one that you're watching right now. Let me rewind it some. See how it sounded at the beginning. It started like this. Okay, so I want to experiment with something while I'm up. It used to be if I opened up another window and I could. I don't think you can hear that though. Let's see if you can. You can't hear that. That's weird. I wonder why that is. Shit. No. It used to be I could create a sound mixture, and it won't let me do this anymore. The vermin. It used to be I could create a sound mixture. I wonder how I can get around this. The vermin. It used to be I could create a sound mixture. I wonder how I can get around this. Oh, I know how. I can use this possibly. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do some karaoke, but you gotta tell me. Can you? Well, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go back and test to see if I can hear that piece of shit. Okay. Okay, come on. No. So we hit here. Come on. No. You can't hear that. No, you can't hear that. You can't hear that. Can't hear that. You can't hear that. You can't hear that. Shit. Were you able to hear the sound from this phone? You must be able to. Okay, hold on. Can you hear this? Tell me down in the comments. Yes or no. Y or N? Can you hear the sound? The sound of the music? The sound of music, ladies and gentlemen. The hills are alive with it. Can you hear this? Yes. Okay, excellent. All right. Did you happen to see the most motherfucking girl in the world? I can hear it. I can hear it in my own fucking shit. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This reminds me of back 1952. Shit. Cocksuckers. Back bitches. Bitches, fucking cocksuckers. Did you happen to see the most beautiful girl in the world? And if you did, was she crying, crying? Hey, you ever happen to see the most beautiful girl? Well, walk out on me, tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I need to take a shit. Okay, now I figured out how to. Now let's see something here, ladies and gentlemen. They've made it very difficult. It used to be I could do these sound collages so well. Michael Taylor says, everyone stop watching my channel. Invite Gertrude on the channel. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
When you have these woke revolutions, it requires
Bitch. This is ridiculous. They've made it no fun to be on this piece of shit stream. Well, I see Lisa Marie Presley passed away on her father's birthday. That's something else, man. Something else. What the fuck? So, let's see here. I'll try an experiment. Hello. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yep. Wow. Yeah, buddy. Yep. Yep. It is what it is. Sure is. Yep. Yep. Sure is. Uh-huh. Absolutely. What do you think? What do you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. I do that. You're kidding me, man. What? That's a load of bullshit. What are you fucking talking about? What? Huh? I don't understand. What? Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Yep. 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 I can't believe it. Can you, ladies and gentlemen? It's hard to believe. So, what's your favorite comic book? That's a bunch of bullshit. Are you crazy? What are you, an idiot? Bunch of crap. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. All right. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just experimenting because no one wants to come on and talk with me. I'm just having fun. No, let's see something here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay. They've made it very difficult. It used to be I could do these sound collages so well. That's Michael right. Taylor says, yeah, buddy. Stop watching my channel. Invite Gertrude on the channel. That's the wrong thing. What do I want to do? The full screen. Okay, there we go. Yep. All right. Will this work? Will that work? No, that doesn't work. Damn it.
when you have these woke revolutions, it requires
Maybe like this. No. Like that. Will that work? Crop layout, crop layout. Yeah, that's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, fuck it. They've made it no fun to be on this. Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. I agree with you. It's horrible. Well, I'm gonna. perform a song about how shitty
Presley
StreamYard
passed
is.
away on her father's birthday.
Terrible tragedy.
That's
Dr. Fauci's fault. No, we're not allowed to say
something else.
what the fuck? Can you gentlemen out there and ladies hear both of us at the same time? Please tell me in the comments. Go away says hello. And hello says go away. Go away says bacon, U.S. hamburgers and steak. Yes, indeed.
Let's see here.
That's what he's eating right
I'll try an experiment.
Hello. Hi, how are you, ladies and gentlemen?
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
How are you?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
I know what you mean.
God damn, it's cold.
Wow.
It's cold
Yeah,
here, man.
buddy.
Really
Yeah.
cold.
Mhm.
It's cold.
Yep.
God damn, it's cold.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Sure
that's
is.
what I always say,
Yep.
man. Sure
Yep.
enough, man.
Sure
Sure
is.
enough. Yeah, you tell him, man.
Absolutely.
You motherfucker. You
What do you
sure are
think?
smart.
What do you think of that, ladies and gentlemen?
I think that it's the greatest thing I ever heard.
I do that.
Yeah, man.
You're
Gratitude.
kidding me, man.
So what are you
What?
doing, gratitude, man?
That's a load of bullshit. What are you fucking talking
I
about?
meant for him to be
What?
looking this
Huh?
way. That's not working.
I understand. What?
You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm
Yep,
for
yep,
the whole
yep,
time,
yep,
man.
yep. I can't believe it. Can you, ladies and gentlemen?
No, I
It's
can't.
hard to believe.
Yeah, man.
So,
Well,
what's your favorite comic book?
my favorite comic
That's a
book is
bunch of
not
bullshit.
Brand X, man.
Are you crazy? What are you, an idiot?
I don't know, man.
Bunch of
Maybe
crap.
so. Maybe so.
Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy for being so lovely. Crazy. Crazy for being so I'm just experimenting because no one wants to come on and talk with me. I knew. I'm just having fun. I'd kill you before you were born. And someday I'd screw you for somebody.
Very difficult. Used to be I could do these sun collages so well.
That's
Michael
right.
Taylor's
What's
Yeah,
hilarious?
stop
I don't know. Is you're laughing at my singing, man?
Invite
What you're
girlfriends.
singing is
That's
epic.
fun.
I always look forward.
What
Man.
do I want to do? The full screen. Okay, there we go.
Motherfucker, I just can't. I just don't know how.
Yep. All right. Oh, let's see the progress of our upload. That doesn't work. Damn it. Nothing works. The medications don't work here.
When you have these woke revolutions, it requires
The medications. Will that work? Probably.
Maybe like this. No. Like that. Will that work?
I don't know,
Probably
man.
not. Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, fuck it. They made it fun on this. Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. I agree with you. It's horrible. Well, I'm gonna.
when you have these woke revolutions, it requires
away on her father's birthday. Terrible tragedy.
Maybe like this.
Did you hear about Lisa Marie Presley? That was a fucking horrible thing, man.
Like that. Will that work? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, man. Yeah, buddy.
and ladies hear both of us at the same time. Please tell me in the comments.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, fuck it. Damn straight.
We've made
Yeah,
it no
buddy.
fun to be
Sure fucked up.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. I agree with you. It's horrible.
U.S.
Well, I'm gonna
What?
perform a song about how
Marvel gets caught by about phase 4.
Father's birthday.
Terrible tragedy.
How are you, ladies and gentlemen? How are you?
Dr. Fauci's
How are you doing?
fault.
Good. Yeah,
No, we're not allowed to say
Yeah,
no.
that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, how are you doing, gentlemen out there and ladies? Hear both of us.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. Go away says hello. Go away says go away. Hello says go away, and goodbye says bacon. U.S. burgers and steak.
And I'll say hello. Hello. I don't know why.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hi, how are you, ladies and gentlemen? How are you? Fine. How are you doing?
Well,
Good.
met
Yeah.
you.
That's it. How are
I'm
you?
gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
a
great.
star.
Yeah, that's great. That's
On
fantastic.
YouTube.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I
know what you
never
mean.
tell.
Damn, it's cold. It's cold
Yeah,
here, man.
buddy.
Really
Yeah.
cold. It's cold.
Yeah. Don't tell me to shut the fuck up, you
It is what it
motherfucker.
is. Yeah, that's what I would say, man.
Yeah, man. If some of you would come on, man, I wouldn't have to talk to myself. You guys have caused this insanity, man. If you would just come on and talk to me, I wouldn't have to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Look what you're doing to me, man. It's costing my sanity. My mother. What are you doing, girl, man?
It's a little bullshit.
I'm gonna call my
I
psychiatrist.
meant for him to be looking this way. That's not working.
Hey, these people won't come on my show, man.
Shut the fuck up.
41 seconds into it, man. No one's coming on to chat with me. I'm starting to get complicated, man.
Yeah, man. That's one.
Yep.
I can't believe it.
I knew
It's hard to believe.
I'd love you
Yeah, man.
because you were this
So,
girl.
what's your favorite comic book?
What was comic book is not brand X.
Are you crazy? Are you an idiot? I don't know, man. I don't know.
How can you make so many waffle beans so lovely? And then someday, crazy, you'll throw a crazy fly.
I'm just experimenting because no one wants to come on and talk with me.
I knew
I'm just having fun.
I'd kill you before you were born.
Yeah, buddy.
And someday,
David Bones.
beautiful day here in Alabama.
Used to be.
It's 47 degrees and the dogs are dancing.
That's right.
And what's hilarious is
I don't know.
grass growing
You're
in
laughing at my
trees,
singing.
man.
What you're singing is epic.
Crazy, man, crazy.
Crazy,
Crazy, crazy. Crazy, man, crazy.
I just can't. I just don't know how. Yep. All right.
Crazy, man, crazy.
Oh, let's see the progress of our upload. That doesn't work. Damn it. Nothing works.
Yeah, man, got to
Medications don't work there.
become an engineer, man. Done chubby TV, man. Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Maybe like this.
Sure enough, sure enough, sure enough.
Will that work? I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, boy.
Fuck it. I agree with you. It's horrible.
Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling
Hear about Lisa
so
Presley? That was a fucking horrible thing, man.
crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, buddy.
Crazy for feeling so.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, fuck it. Damn straight. Yeah, buddy. Sure fucked up.
I knew
I agree with you. It's horrible.
you'd love me as long as I want to.
Marvel gets caught by about phase 4. Father's birthday. Terrible.
And someday you leave me for somebody new.
Oh, how are you doing, gentlemen up there and ladies here, both of us? Yeah, I
Worry.
can just fine. Go away, says
What me worry?
Says go away.
You fucker.
Says go away. Says goodbye. Says bacon. U.S.
One day I'll say hello. What in the world did I say hello?
Hi, how are you, ladies and gentlemen? How are you? Fine. How are you doing?
Well,
Good.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's it. Are you? Yes, that's great.
Was thinking that my love.
I know what you mean. Damn, it's cold. It's cold here now, but it's really cold.
Crazy.
It is.
Some of you would come on, man. I wouldn't have to talk to myself. You guys have caused this insanity, man. If you would just come on and talk to me, I wouldn't have to do this. Thank you. My love, you're doing to me, costing my sanity. What are you doing, girl?
I'm gonna call my secretary for crime. I'm crazy before crime. My show, man. Shut the fuck up. For love. Then on the chat. No one will come on. Yeah. So psychedelic. For some reason, this is entertaining. Entertaining first chat ever. What's your favorite? You're saying it's the first chat ever was entertaining on this channel? Oh, he's crazy. How can you make so many waffle beans? Oh my gosh. And then find an old show and we'll come on. Find an old show. Let's see. Yeah, let's see here, man. That's not my show. What the hell is that? Groucho Orloff, 471 subscribers. Let's find an old show. I got an old show and I'll revoice it. Oh, we need to let's look for live shows where I had guests on. That'll be better. Let's see here. Let's look at the lost episodes. Yes, indeed. The show. Toast. What's on here? You wonderful members. Okay. How does this go, man? All right, everybody. That's not the way it's supposed to be, man. What's happening? That episode's not even playing. Okay. What you're going to speculate on in the upcoming new year? Yes. What comic books will you slap? What comic books are on your wish list? What comic books were on your 2022 wish list? Have you crossed them all off? What are you going to speculate on, man? Come on, let's get some guests on, man. How about that Miles Morales? What a character, man. Miles Morales, everyone's favorite Spider-Man. Isn't he great? Psychedelic episode, fantastic. How about that Marvel Cinematic Universe? And those great new Star Wars films that show, man, from that wonderful Disney. Look at all those StreamYard. Excellent stuff. Right hand corner, man. That's cool as fuck. Let's go, Drew. Yeah, man. Let's go, Drew. Come on, Drew. Come on, Drew. Let's go. Let's go, man. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Hey, look. Don't worry, Drew. Hold my cards. Move on. Okay. Yes, moving. Move on, little dog. The big dog moving in. She closed the door on my front door. Down my key. Looks like it's Horror Mike. Moving on over. Moving on over. Looks like it's Horror Mike. Horror Mike, man. Horror Mike. It's on my show because I. Looks like it's Horror Mike. Come on. Horror Mike. Looks like it's Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Man. Could be Horror Mike. That is. Hey, Horror Mike. It's Horror Mike. It's like it's Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Yeah, Horror Mike. That's Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Over there is Horror Mike. Horror Mike thing. Horror Mike. Horror Mike. Finding things. Horror Mike. We're gonna get all this. Was given to me by the guy that runs the local museum because I'm someone that actually cares about this kind of stuff. I'm gonna come on the local theater. Voice them for myself. This is a little window card, a little promo from 1958. Movies of Langley. They have a double feature, The Blob, and I Married a Monster from Outer Space. I'm a monster. So where's the other? I'm a revved up. I got a revved up. Gave me one. Teenage monster. Flip out.
California,
Starting to go
born
ape.
and
This is the
bred.
earliest. He lent me this from the
Oh, he
museum.
lent me
It's a
this
picture of
and
that
I'm gonna show
shows
it to you.
the
Oh,
house
isn't
I live
that
in.
great? Oh, you fucker!
This
No
would
one
blow it up
cares
well,
about your stupid
so I can
house.
see what the porch used to look like.
Nobody cares,
Yeah,
man. There's
so-
only 8 people watching. Fuck
yeah.
you, man, with your stupid photograph from 1921. Nobody gives a fucking shit. World crisis foretold. Yeah, man, that's the kind of
That's the other
literature
way.
you read, man. What you some kind of retard?
Separate it so I can get a
What's wrong
sense,
with you?
because I've never blown this up yet. He wanted me to make a
I
copy
used
of
to
it and
make
get it
them
back to
records
him.
for Star Day. I never read books like that, man.
Okay,
I'm a monster.
so
Gonna rev the teenage head. Teenage
interesting.
monster.
Looks
California born and bred.
this is very interesting. Man,
Crazy
they've
for
really
being
changed the house.
so lonely.
Where I'm sitting is right
Crazy.
upstairs.
Crazy for being
So
so
what's
blue.
the writing on the back of the card? Whoa, kid.
I knew
Pardon me for not answering your card
I'd love
sooner,
you as long as you were
but
just
really
able.
shave, not
I
have.
knew you would read the comic books for me.
So anyway, how are you? Let's get.
Oh.
How are you doing there, Horror Mike? I can't hear you.
Oh,
You've
Mike.
probably been talking and I haven't been hearing you.
I'm Horror Mike.
You
Can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
You can't hear me? I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
I can hear you.
What?
Do I have your microphone silenced?
Of course you do.
I don't know.
No, it shouldn't be.
Fool.
Shit. Motherfucker.
Shit,
Goddamn.
motherfucker.
Still can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Come on, horrible Mike. Put on your microphone. Turn on your heart.
I hear something. I hear a little chime.
That's the doorbell,
Wherever you
man.
go.
Pizza delivery, man.
Like a little doorbell.
Heck, I don't know about that. What you talking about, motherfucker?
Turn on your heart lights.
That it?
Turn on your microphone.
My name's Horror Mike.
Oh my gosh. How are you
Victory
guys?
screech!
My goodness, what
The
was that?
fucking hell?
What was that?
What was that?
I don't know what that was.
Well, I
Unbelievable.
don't know what that damn something was.
Sounds like a SpongeBob or something.
Well, you didn't hear me yet.
Oh, look at that cool hat.
Come on,
It's
you just
uploaded.
put the microphone on. That's what's going on, man. Sure?
You had the sound all
Sure.
perfect the other day or last night, and you
I
did a
don't
sound
know
check the other day.
about that.
Myron Greenblatt is here.
Florida,
Let's see if
we
I can
don't
hear
have
him.
sound much.
Hello, how's it going? Okay, I can hear Meyer. Hello, how's
Hey,
it
what's
going?
up?
What's up? Not much. How you doing, Meyer?
We're getting set up. Come on.
I don't have you muted, so it must be something going on your
I
end.
don't
Mike.
know, my computer's a piece of shit.
Yeah, sure.
Just wait that way.
I just filmed the show and I'm trying to upload it.
Yeah,
At the
you were
end
doing
of
the
show, I
same thing
started
back then. I'm
panicking,
trying to
like,
do
where are
now.
my Super
Wow,
8
what a
phones? And then
coincidence.
I
What a
went searching
piece of
throughout the house.
serendipity.
Uh-oh.
So how are you doing,
Poor
Meyer
Mike has gone
Greenblatt?
away. Let's see if I can
Meyer,
bring him
how are
back.
you?
Hey, what's going on? You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yes,
fine. Your mic has
great.
disappeared. He must be trying to reestablish contact.
Yeah, maybe he needs to come back.
Yes,
Yeah.
hopefully he will. Anyway, I
Just
was
lost
looking
the
at
viewer.
this picture lent to me with a local museum that
Yeah,
shows
man, yeah, buddy. You show that
the
picture
house I'm
like
in.
anybody gives a shit.
And I'm looking at how the
Fast-forward to
porch
this
used to be open. It's now enclosed in glass, and just that the changes say around his body that he's of
Weird.
other ants he's killed. If anyone knows what that movie's called, or I've never heard it,
Let's find a better episode. Let's see here. Let's see. There's a show where a lot of people came on. Oh, Well, let's try this one. Let's turn the sound off. How do I do that? I'm losing consciousness. Holy shit. Holy motherfucker, man. Motherfucker, this don't even work, man. Play.
Well, you,
Did I just
you shuffled me with Eric, but you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna drink this Dr. Pepper now, motherfuckers. I'm Paulo Costa. Who's talking now? I guess it's me talking. I'm gonna show you some comic books that are really fascinating. Boy, you're gonna love these comical books, man. Oop, I'm gonna scratch my head first, motherfuckers. Then what will I do next? You won't even believe it. Oh, let's see here. Up. Shit, fuck. This is too hard to do, man. I don't know how to do this. I bring on people. Let's see. Let's we can fast forward something. I'll be Paulo. This is Fluidi Glacial. This is published by French people. It's the magazine of Humor. Super DuPont. It's cost 8 francs back in. Oh, I guess that's me talking. I don't know. Gratu, where are you? Will the real Gratu please stand up? I don't know where I am, man. I almost just passed out a minute ago. Can you guys even hear me? I don't even know. Can anyone hear me? I don't know if the sound is working. I don't think you can. I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can I hear you? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Let's see if this show is uploaded yet. It says it's it's processing. It's uploading 5%. So what I need to do, Last Avenger 1985 says can hear the letter U, which makes an ooh sound in the phonics universe. Let's see what we can do here. So I go to YT Studio on, and I'm going to put a picture up so that we'll have a thumbnail. So I hit that, and then I'll go through my pictures and I'll pick one out. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Yeah, buddy. Man. Sure will. I've chosen this picture here. I don't know if that'll be the best picture to garner views, but I will try it. Yeah, man. So it says it's will be up soon. Won't that be great? If you're viewing later on tonight after Horror Mike's program. Yeah, the restaurant we're going to eat at is going to open in a little bit. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed, it is.
Oh my gosh, it's such a tragedy, ladies and gentlemen. Well, did you hear the Joker's pregnant? I heard that, ladies and gentlemen. And Democrats did that to him. Democrats impregnated Joker. They did that to him.
They did that to him. Can you believe that?
Hey, You ever lost the remote to the Roku?
When you can't find it no way.
Where is
The remote, it's lost forever. Fuck that remote, I can't stand it.
I have no idea where it is.
You can never find that remote when you need it, can you, man? No, you can't, man. There's no way. That's what I always say, but they just never will do it, man.
The remote is, but here's a roll of toilet paper, which is worth a lot of money in bikes.
Sure is. Toilet paper, superstar. We only have 5 viewers, ladies and gentlemen. No one can take this Frank Zappa burst of insanity. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You son of a bitch. Fuck you, man. You son of a man. Did you know that Elton John and Olivia Newton-John were brother and sister? True, man. I read it in the Bible. Sure is, man. You want to look at some comical books, man? I'll show you a comical book, man. Look, a comic book. Now you happy? Well, pull out of Pittsburgh, a real non-receiver seaboard. Mother of born. Singing, bumping it all bright. It seems down inside. 8 days on the road, and I'm gonna get a road. Roping wild. Nothing genuine that. This whole thing's around. 8 days on the road, now I'm gonna get on my own tonight.
Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye.
Sure enough. That's what they all say, man. Yes, indeed.
So
Morning, yesterday, you wake up, 2 sinus slipped away, motherfuckers. Suddenly it's hard to find the comic books you left behind. Remember, do you remember the laughter and the tears, the shadows of misty yesteryears, the good times and the bad times, true, and all the others in between. Remember, do you remember the times of your life?
golden anniversary Star Trek.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Think back and eat all your supper, fuck you, and eat all your green beans at night. The memories will cause you to suffer, and eating will cause constipation. God bless your yesterdays. Your Corvette is filled with top secret documents. So gather with them all the time, and Hunter Biden is filled with slime. Remember, do you remember the shit in your toilet? Do you remember, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you a story, ladies and gentlemen, about a time when leprechauns ruled the earth. And let me put the chat in the link, so the link in the chat in case there's anyone stupid enough to want to come on tonight. Probably not.
All this
Despair, destruction, devastation.
Do you remember the times of your life? The times of your life, fuckers. your life, of your life, fuck you, of your life. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember, baby, the times of your life that...
Yeah, man. Absolutely. You remember?
In the phonics universe. Let's see what we can do here. So
this is how Karen Carpenter did it, and in those Les Paul records, they would layer the sound. So we're doing a experiment here, layering of sound.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Sure, man.
Times of your life, fuckers. We remember.
A little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I'd like, man.
Big thing is on the road. Oh, let's get back to that. We'll do that again.
Sure will.
Nobody's coming on, man. What's wrong with you
I've
guys?
chosen this picture here. I don't know if that'll be the best picture to.
I think it's the best picture I've ever seen in my life. It's better than anything Leonardo da Vinci ever painted ever in his fucking life. Yeah, man. Can't believe it. I just can't believe it, man.
Will be up soon.
Yeah, man. You know, I want to do a tribute to all those truckers out there like Night Tiger, man. I'm going to sing a song about trucking, man. And you give them that, you know, I'm going to say a prayer for truckers, man, because they're the greatest human beings in the world, man. They make our traffic, they make our highway safe, man. They're God-fearing people, man, family people, you know. A tragedy. Tragedy. I heard the Joker is pregnant. Did you hear he's pregnant?
And Democrats did that to him.
Democrats, motherfuckers, so they'll do anything. They'll even impregnate the Joker, man. They'll shoot their sperm right up his ass, man. Those people. What won't they do? The question. Control. Have you ever lost the Roku remote? It's hard to find it, but if you've got the Roku Deluxe, press the button on the top of it. It'll make a chirping sound from the remote. It'll help you find it. It'll always turn up in the cushions of the couch. Slip down forevermore. Oh, my darling, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes in. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. I've looked at life from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't recall putting my child up for adoption when she was a baby, so I could marry a guy and then divorce him right away and become a pop folk superstar. I can't remember it at all because I am an old hippie. Listen, Jordan. What's going on? I lost my wife. I lost my Wi-Fi connection, man. My Wi-Fi connection. And Michael Taylor says they ruined the Joker, man. They ruined it, man. Why is the Wi-Fi not working? What's going on? What's going on with my Wi-Fi, man? Why is the Wi-Fi not working? What's going on?
True, man. I read it in the Bible.
I sure did, man.
Do that again. So I just can't believe it, man. We'll be up soon.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I don't care one bit about modern comics anyway, says Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor, man. Michael Taylor was in one of the astronauts that went to the planet of the apes, man. And so he knows what there's going to be like in 2,000 years when apes rule the earth, man. Michael Taylor, man. I saw him, man. He said you cut out his brain. You damn dirty apes! You blew it up! You blew it up! God damn you all to hell! That was Michael Taylor now. Lost the remote control. And now that part we already did. And now the Wi-Fi don't work at all. I can't stand word for line. Yeah, man. You know, I want to do a tribute to all those truckers out there, like Night Tiger, man. I think I could do even better here. I bet I could. Yeah, man. Let's try this out, man. Because they're the greatest human beings in the world, man. They'll make our traffic, they'll make our highways safe, man. They're God-fearing people, man. A tragedy. Just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing important things. Tragedy. It's Joker is pregnant. One more time, man. I can't believe he's pregnant. Democrat people impregnated him. I think it's that Hakeem Bey guy, man. That Hakeem Jeffries. I think he impregnated the Joker. Oh, it doesn't have sound. It's hard in this hopeless line. Remember, do you remember the shit in your life? Do you remember? Yeah, man. Do you remember? Continue that. This whole thing's around. 8 days on the road now. I'm gonna get on the road. Oh my gosh, it's such a tragedy, ladies and gentlemen. Well, man, you can't see anything, can you? Did you know the Joker's pregnant? I heard that, ladies and gentlemen. And Democrats did that to him. Democrats impregnated the Joker. All right, there we go. They did that to him. They did that to him. Can you believe that? It's hard to believe, but I believe it. When you can't find it, no way. The remote gets lost forever. That remote, I can't stand it. I can't. I have no idea where it is. I'll never find that remote when you need it, can you, man? I sure can't. We're like Diamond and Can't, man. There's no way. We're the new Diamond and Silk. That's what I was saying, but they just never will do it, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sure is toilet paper superstar. Toilet paper, ladies and gentlemen. We only have 5 viewers, ladies and gentlemen. No one can take this. We have 9 viewers now. That was in the past, but I'm in the present. You're a past person. I'm a present person. Well, what I like, yeah, John, brothers. I read Basil or sure is, there's Basil or he's a famous person in California. Look, a comic book. Now you happy? Well, boy, oh man, motherfucker, shit. I can't hear nothing but my own grind, but I ain't gonna use the other side. 18 years on the road, and am I gonna get a road? Yeah, fuck him up, I got roads up, and I'll take a little pill for rope and wine. My best everyone's right. 18 years on the road, now I'm gonna get him up tonight. Yeah, fuck you, everybody. Fuck you, everybody. Short enough. Hey, Basil Orloff.
What up,
How are you
man?
doing? Not much. So you're all settled in your new headquarters?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm over here in the brick shit house now. It's pretty cool.
Is that what you
Finally,
call it? The brick shit house? You should have a
yeah,
sign in front of
yeah.
it that says that, like a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, no, they did a ton of work over here. You know, fucking old Wally World and his buddy did a lot of work, and man, that fucking kitchen was just roached, man. But they did a lot of work. We got a new floor in there, new kitchen cabinet thing. You know, it's kind of country style. New stove, new paint. Next thing is got to do the bathroom whenever that comes about. But yeah, it's livable. I can actually cook in here. It was rough, dude, for a while though.
So how's I haven't been able to. I've been working every day. How's is Alex Jones on a tear about what's going on in the world right now? You've been watching, listening.
What with Alex?
It's just his regular show. I've been missing it for the last week.
Oh no, dude. Yeah, no, it's he went crazy with what's his name last night. Remember the guy what was his Pierce Morgan? He went on Pierce Morgan again and got crazy with him again.
What? Really? Is he still on CNN?
No, I think he's just got his own I don't know. He's on some British broadcasting deal now. You know what I mean? I guess it's it's pretty big in Britain because he's Alex Jones was busting caps on him. He goes, "Yeah, they kicked your ass out of America. You're back over in Britain now." It was funny. It was your typical. Yeah, you should. It's pretty good, and that I mean it. Of course, it's Pierce Morgan burning down Alex, and Alex. I don't know why Alex doesn't just like take a Valium and like have a big cigar and a big thing of whiskey and just like let those people burn him down and didn't look at him and go, yeah, so what? I'm still fucking here.
I think he's kind of doing that in a way. I think, but so the Democrats have turned on Biden and they're basically setting him up and they're trying to get him out before the Republicans can get him out. Is what I mean. Yeah. Is that way?
Something to that chagrin. I'd imagine it's so yeah, I could see there's something like that. I mean they want their boy Gavin in is what they want. They want Gavin Newsom. So,
but how do they get him in? I think they want in Hakeem Jeffries. I think that's their new golden boy.
Yeah,
they get rid of these people that they burned what's his face, the mafia type guy in New York. What was his name?
De Blasio.
Yeah, they got him. What was it? No, was that his name? The one that had a brother on CNN? Was that him?
No, yeah. Who was that? That was the other one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He was the guy they thought, well, he'll be the next president, but they didn't want him. They want someone. I think they want someone more like this Hakeem Jeffries. I think he's their new golden boy.
but I don't know
Yeah.
exactly how they're gonna.
I
they have
think
to get-
you want the real deal with Joe Biden is they're sick and tired of him being a bag man. You know, that guy is like just the most, you know, he steals. That's all he's doing, and they get sick and tired of it. Not that they care that he's stealing, but they want to break him.
They knew who he was when they put him in. They knew who he was when they installed him. I mean,
sure, but I think some of the smaller minions that still have a say are the ones that want to burn him because they want the bag money. That's what I think.
It's like, the documents were right next to my vintage Corvette. Of course, it's locked. I keep my Corvette nice, but it's unfortunately that house was owned by his son, who hangs out with people from spies from other countries and prostitutes who all have, you know, as soon as he passes out with his crack pipe, they can walk right into that garage and look at whatever they want. You know, this guy. Oh well. So, anyways,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's starting to get good. It's starting to get very entertaining. The only thing they're trying to set up that Trump is he's just not, doesn't matter anymore. He's not popular. No one likes him. He's got to come back and have this unbelievable rally.
He will.
Like when he went to India and there was like 500 million people there, he's got to come back because they're really trying to paint this narrative that he's completely washed up.
Flatline.
And he has not appeared lately. And I used to love those Saturdays waiting for him to, I'd watch Right Side Broadcasting all day waiting for him to come on. And
sure.
Cleo said hi. You know, she was just, you know.
Happy birthday, Cleo.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, does it on her Facebook thing? It says her birthday today.
Let me take a look at this. That sounds like maybe she's not using the actual birthday. Let me take a look. I never looked at
probably
Facebook.
goofing around.
So I don't know. Let me see.
No, I know. I'm just goofing around. I mean, but that's what it says. It says today is such and such's birthday, you know, whatever. She's under one of her pseudonyms.
Oh, she's in the chat. She says, I'm here and I'm non-binary. Certain words you can't say, probably. Speaking of things you can't talk about, so, you know, and let's not talk about the obvious reason, but, you know, Lisa Marie Presley, and then I don't know if it was Diamond or Silk.
Oh yeah, dropping like flies, man.
But do you think usually they're people that would have listened to Biden, but Diamond and Silk, do you think that's because they were listening to Trump when he was touting them and doing whatever?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know, man.
It's really horrible, and you can't talk about it, you know. But you know, and everyone thinks you're just insane to think that can't possibly, you know. When is Monday Night Football ever just been? Well, we just better cancel tonight's show, you know. It's like, here's a
dude. I was watching that. I was watching that when it happened, and it was just, yeah. I mean, I don't watch football, but I'll turn it on and I turn the volume all the way down. Ever since, you know, the 2020 and everybody got all BLM'd out, I just nothing to do with sports. I'll turn it on and it'll be on the TV, but I don't pay attention to it. Well, it was weird. I just happened to look up when that play happened, and I seen the hit, and then I seen him fall down, and I started to glance away, and then I glanced back, and I seen him get up and fall over, and I go, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I go, "Wow."
Yeah, we don't have regular TV, so I mean, basically we have YouTube and a few streaming channels, but I don't know. I maybe I should have network TV for some. You
can. There should be on all TVs, whether you're Rukuing or whatever. You're still able to buy like what I did is my buddy had this like little TV antenna over here at his house, and I just plugged in, and then I just like there should be something on your remote, and you can get like old school off-air TV. Except
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened is they changed the way they broadcast it now. So
Oh yeah, I know, the high definition. Yeah, but we're out in a remote. The where all the TV stations are going to be are an hour drive from here. So
oh, you should be able to get that, no problem. I mean, I'm picking up stuff that's 50, 60, 70 miles where transmitters are. And for here, that's here. I mean, it has the same.
I thought I might have to put an antenna up on the roof or something to.
No, you got to buy. It's the new digital TV antenna, because the antenna. Yeah, you can buy a digital antenna TV to put on your roof, but it's really cool. I mean, dude, the TV channels that I watch are like the same TV channels I watch every night what I used to watch when I was a kid. Like I watch Sanford and Son, I watch Andy Griffith, I watch Kojak, I watch
I miss those shows.
I mean,
those Me TV, and another one was
Mhm,
Hot. I
yeah,
don't know if Hot TV
yeah.
is still on the air, but yeah, those shows. Those
yeah, it is.
I just
Yeah,
you know,
Me
I haven't
TV's
done
still
that.
going. I watch a lot of Grit. But
Grit.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy, man, what's
Is that
going
a
on. I
channel
mean,
called
I
Grit?
know you guys are totally aware of it.
Grit? I don't know what that is. I just know of
I
a
mean,
newspaper called Grit that they used to have people sell from comic books. It's a Grit, is it?
no, it's a Western channel. Grit
Oh,
is a
okay.
Western channel where they
I'd love
they
to
just
see
show
that.
nothing but old school Westerns on it. It's
Yeah.
cool. Bonanza, all the old John Wayne movies, all the old Randolph Scott movies, all the old Clint Eastwood movies.
Yeah.
Like this Sunday, they're having Spaghetti Western Sunday or whatever. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's stuff you've seen a million times, but what the hell? I mean, there's nothing more comfortable than the stuff you grew up with,
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it. I haven't paid for cable TV or any extra TV in probably 30 years, man. I gave up on that. I mean, we used to get chip boxes. I don't know if you remember those. Remember when you used to have to get a cable box?
Yeah, yeah. And I remember
Yeah, we used to. I had it.
Before cable came to where we were living in Texas, they would have broadcast pay TV. I think one was called On TV and one was called View, and it would start every night about 6 or 7 and go till midnight, and they'd show uncut Hollywood movies, but you would have to get a descrambler, and but if you just tuned in, it was usually like a UHF channel. And if you tuned in, it would be kind of wavy. Occasionally it would stabilize and you'd see some boobs, and then it would scramble. And you remember that at all? This is in the early days of VCRs, before you may have always had cable available in California, but yeah, we didn't get cable TV until about 1981 or 82. It was whenever MTV first started, it was kind of right there at the beginning of MTV. Which I thought was a terrible time for music, but it's like all these times in the past that I thought were terrible times turn out, you look back and it was actually a pretty good time for music. Compared to today, which I don't know anything going on today. When was the last time you guys did any stuff? Are you guys still rehearse or anything or get together?
No. On my 50th birthday, we had the big blowout, and that pretty much that was like 3 years ago. And I haven't done anything since. Ron, our guitar player, he plays like once a month with his brothers in a local, cover band. You know, it's you know, they play, it's not sissy music. They play the whole gambit, but you know, it's usually they play, you know, a little harder stuff for cover. They play at a bar for shits and giggles. Lenny is has been and not forever a director of music at his church, so he's still going at it. You know, our singer, and John, our drummer, he's plays in another band. You might like that band. I like them a lot. You might like them. You might want to look them up. They're what the hell are they called? You can find them on YouTube too. They're good. Something Mantis Watch. He plays in a band called Mantis Watch, and he's still playing.
Does that church know about what he did in the past with music, his band that he played?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, Lenny is like super uber talented, man. I mean, you know, the people at his church are able to discern, you know, entertainment from, you know, what he's doing there. You know what I mean? So,
well, I don't think you ever mentioned the band the name of the band that you were with on the show.
Oh yeah, no, it was that was Soldier 76.
Okay. So Soldier, you know, 76 would be the like on a wiki. Do you have a Wikipedia entry for you?
No, you can look it up on YouTube, or you know, you can look it up in just Google it. But if you put Soldier 76, what happens is you get that video game now. And I think I spoke with you. I spoke with you before about it, and you know, we were contacted by. I was talking to a lawyer friend of mine. They were telling me to sue them and all this stuff, and I said, "Dude, please. By the time it's over, the only person that's going to get the money is you." You know what I mean? So, so when you type in Soldier 76, you have to put OI after it, OI, and then you'll run into you'll start seeing, you know, all of our stuff. There'll be, you know, video clips, and you can see stuff from different, you know, the different people have posted different records and stuff like that.
Did anyone record your 50th birthday party session?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a whole live recording of it, audioly, and a friend of mine recorded it all on a chip, and you know, he just used a phone and he recorded it. Which it was really cool because,
is it a good enough recording to release eventually?
Oh yeah, it is.
But you haven't released it.
Yeah. No, I haven't released it yet. I'm waiting for Lion's Law to calm down. They're still kind of big fish, you know. They haven't run their full. They haven't ran down yet, because if I do release it, it might raise a stink with their. They knew they were recorded when like that was part of the stipulation when they came here. They knew I was going to record them, but they didn't think I wanted to make a serious release out of it. They thought it was just going to be a soundboard recording, and it's much more than that. I paid for audio engineers and some really professional type people to be there. And so when I approached their manager and told them, "Hey man, I want to put this out. I'm going to make it a regular, like a release." I'm not, you know, and punk rock, you know, if you sell like 800 to 1,000 records, that's, you know, that's big stuff, you know, at least in our music genre. And he was like, "No, you can't do that." And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" I got, in the you know, your guys' contract, I told you I was going to record you live. And he goes, "Well, I just thought you were going to put out like, you know, some like CD release or something like that." And I told him, "No, I want to put out a record." And he was like, no. He was just like, didn't want that to happen. And because they're big fish. I mean, if you Google Lion's Law, and like Lion's Law is like Rancid of Europe. That's how big they got. They got big like Rancid.
Was it also video recorded? I mean, was it recorded?
It was video. It was video recorded. Yeah, it was video recorded on a phone with a chip. Like my buddy just set his phone up and he put a chip in there and recorded the whole show. And then he popped the chip out, and I've got that. Well, he's got it, but yeah, I have it. And then the audio engineer part, I took and went to the studio and mastered it and cleaned it all up. And I mean, we didn't do anything to it. You just, when something's done live, you have to generally pipe in the audience, and you have to set the levels on the instruments. It's still live, but anything that's released professionally, that's what they do. I mean, there's very little stuff that you hear put out that has a real audience, because if the audience is so loud, it will start interfering with the microphones, and the recording isn't worth a crap. So like some of our favorite records that we all love and grew up with, like Cheap Trick live at Budokan, that is like faker than shit. That's all piped in. Yeah, it's a total piped in audience.
Live records that were released
are piped.
Fake,
yeah, 99%. Yeah, 99% are piped. You know what I mean? They pipe them in. So what I did is there's some ambiance of the original concert. I was able to save some of that, and then I piped in some other noise. You know what I mean? Where the ambiance of the original it kind of flattened out. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, yeah. The long story short is that the recording is
you know what I mean?
So, really killer. And
the long story short is that
I think John, you might
be the recording
sound might be echoing.
Is, you know what I mean? Really killer. And the long story short is
sorry, John, if you kill the sound, then
there you go. But anyways, yeah, that's the long story short.
Say something, John. Let's see if we can hear you. Then, yeah, you got a delayed sound.
But anyways, yeah, that's the long story short.
What did you do last time?
How's this? Oh, this is better. Okay. Yeah, because it's through a speaker, you know. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I just what are we talking about? I just came on.
Oh, well, I don't know. Basil, have you ever seen John Goris on the show, or me talking about him?
I've only been on once.
No, I think I've heard you talk about him before, but no.
He does these amazing.
Hello, John. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Basil. What's up?
He does these great paintings and animation with skeletons and robots, and it's really cool. And I did a couple of paintings for him. He just got one, I guess, yesterday. And anyway,
yeah, I was just watching. I was just looking at Tombs of the Blind Dead again because I just had it on, and yeah, you really captured it. You really kind of captured the grottiness of it.
Well, some of those I hadn't seen since probably a couple of decades, but I put on the first one with my wife, and we watched it, and it was like, their robes are really more white than I remembered, and there's this cross, but I didn't get that. But I tried to get certain elements right.
I mean, the onyx. They have the onyx thing going on.
Do you have it handy? Is it close to?
Oh, it's in the basement. I'd have to go.
Yeah,
I could go and get it, but
I did a painting of the blind dead for him. There's the video that you put up recently of that song, and you did animation to it.
Yeah,
is unbelievable. Your animation in the original song And then my wife, I forget who it was. She told someone about it, and he said he watched it like 40 times. It improved his mood, and he told everyone to watch. I don't know if
yeah, no, it had a good spike in views. So
yeah, it might have been from all of that guy's friends, because that is such a great song.
Oh, it is. It is. That's why I had to do it twice. I did a version of it like 3 years ago.
And
So,
what's the name of the guy again? The band?
Oh, Masters of the Obvious.
Do you know that band, Basil? Masters of the Obvious?
No.
They're from New Orleans.
Mm-mm.
New Orleans. Okay. I don't know much about them. I went back and tried to watch. There's some videos from a couple of years ago I guess it's the main guy, and he's in his apartment. But then there's older videos, and then apparently he did an album at some point.
He's very prolific. I'm not really that familiar with their more recent work, because I grew up on their tapes, like their mail order tapes. So that's kind of like the era that I know of them. But they've been around since like the early 80s.
Okay.
So they're the guy's pretty long in the tooth at this point. But
so does he know about your animated version of that song, 100 Skulls? That's what it's called, right? 100 Skulls.
Yeah. Well, I called this one Another 100 Skulls because it's a redo.
Yeah, you did. I saw that you had another version that you'd done.
Yeah. You know what I've been listening to recently? It's really good, and it's funny because I really loved their first like official album. Was the Dead Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
I was listening to their third album. I forget what it's called, but like, damn, it's really good. And I never got that deep into their discography, their later works before, because I had listened to their second album and I didn't like it at all, and so I just like gave up. But I just kind of randomly happened to click on their third one, and I'm like, God damn, this is good. This is really really good.
I could play a little bit of this. It'll give me a copyright claim, but it won't take the video down. It's not a copyright strike, because when I played a little bit of it before, that's what happened. It just means this video can never be monetized, but I think I probably already have copyright claim from doing that karaoke earlier. But just so that people, 100 Skulls. I can't play the end of the song for sure on YouTube. I don't know. Change my love for you. So wrap those velvet lips around my shed, and we'll find the world. See, this is John's animation to this guy, this original band's music.
Yeah, it's funny because I had to record it. I had to record it off of YouTube, like recording it from into a into like a tape deck, because I didn't have like the original records or whatever, any CDs or anything like that. So it's got like a really rough kind of like a lo-fi sound to it.
That makes it better, yeah.
Yeah, but it's something like that. It kind of like, it feels more like better, because I mean, like there's a lot of uploads of their old music, and it's not of the highest quality, but it still sounds like good. you know.
Yeah, that song's amazing. At first, I thought that maybe you were singing, and I
No.
thought, oh my God, this guy
No.
is even more of a genius than we thought, Cleo.
No.
And so I said,
I'm not.
"Is
I
that
don't have
you?"
any musical talent, but I've been thinking about like just kind of like you know, like taking like music or like kind of like little like kind of like drum beats and stuff, and just kind of like experimenting on my own, just like pounding, you know, like sticks on like, you know, metal, you know, just like drums and crap, you know, just in order to you know, create sound for myself, like to incorporate into my work.
Yeah.
Because I am very much interested in sound, and I am interested in music. I always feel that people that studied music, they have kind of like a leg up in terms of you know, people that do music and then they do, you know, film and video and that kind of thing, because they understand like rhythm, they understand like beats, they know all that stuff, you know, like a guy like John Carpenter, you know. You know, he was his dad was did film scores. He wasn't. I don't think he was. I don't think he was a big name or anything, but he grew up around music like all the time, so it just came natural to him.
Well, yeah, it was natural to him, and also, yeah, he was a carpenter. He's like the genius of his music is, for me, you know, the genius of him is that he pulls you in with feel. Okay, there's a lot of music scored, but it has no feel.
Yeah.
And he had a feel. He understood how to generate with music. And all the years that I've played it, you've got to, like, people tune in and listen to my band because they want to feel pissed. Okay, you know, most punk rock, that's what they want to feel, but our level of pissed is like a different level of pissed. It's, you know, there's extremely pissed, this pissed, that pissed, whatever. And a lot of it's written without any feel. It's just kind of anger coming out. Music that Carpenter put out, and I like to put out, the kind of music our band was or is or whatever, is channeled aggression. You know, it's hitting it in the right place. You're hitting people. I like to say, you know, it's a common term in music, is kick them in the solar plex. You know what I mean? I want you to feel it. I want you to feel, and that's what Carpenter.
I remember the first time I saw Assault on Precinct 13.
Mm-hmm.
And that intro, the intro was just so simple, because you just had these kind of like these like sort of like bright Halloween, very simple font credits, you know, coming up, and then just this music that's just so simple but so menacing.
Yep.
And it like sets like such a mood that you're going to be in for something really dark, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. It's simplicity is often with many musicians is shoved to the side. They get too much into the production of stuff. They get too much into you know, how to polish it or how to layer it. And I've found over the years that, you know, one or maybe two takes of something with very little overdubs is generally like a more righteous, pure sound. You know what I mean? There's don't get me wrong. There's plenty of bands. I mean, Pink Floyd, and you can name a million other bands that have produced themselves, you know, so wonderfully and rightly so.
Yeah, Black Sabbath.
Yeah, sure. You know, I even think Sabbath to a certain extent in the early years, probably the first 3 or 4 records, was produced, but it was still their raw. They were still very raw. They were still very straightforward, you know. I don't know. I mean, but that was the genius of Carpenter, man. I mean, John Carpenter, when you hear the music for Halloween, or you hear the music for The Thing, or, you know, I'm just naming some of my favorite movies. It's very simple. You can tell he was just like sitting around scratching his butt at home with a little mini keyboard and went, "Oh, this is cool. Let me watch this," or came up with an idea, and he just kind of went with it, and, you know, and it creates that creepy vibe. And it wasn't something that, you know, he sat and talked to 20 people about, or went to a studio and, you know, got all crazy with.
I mean, I don't know too much about, like, you know, the tech side of you know, soundcraft, but I know he worked a lot with that. What's his name? Alan Howarth. Alan Howarth. Is that how you say it? And I was listening to this kind of retrospect that they were doing, and Howarth kind of like brought like kind of you know, that like engineering aspect into the scores. That like Carpenter, you know, he just needed that help to just kind of take things to like that other level.
That's questionable whether he needed or he didn't. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I'm a very much skeptical when it comes to art. You know, everybody wants to put their paws on it and think that they can do better by it. I think the artist himself is the artist. And
that's the kind of the thing about budgets. It's like when once you become successful, then other people are looking to you for a job, and it's kind of your responsibility to give them a job. And the more that you're giving people jobs, the more your budgets inflate, and people are depending on you, and they become like part of your extended family, and you don't want to let them down. And, you know, so
I mean, I guess you're right. You know, you share the wealth. You know what I mean? I've lived in such a stingy world. Punk rock is like such a stingy world. There's like, you know, the memes are absolutely true, where it's like, you know, let's load $50,000 worth of band equipment to go get paid $150 to play, you know? You know what I mean? So, you know, the music business is, you know, the only punk rock bands that you see that have, you know, made it they're completely sold out. I mean, 100%, like guaranteed. They like, you know, they're just sold out. I won't go into it, but, you know,
well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even familiar what is called punk rock these days. I have no idea.
No, I mean, I'm talking about even the classics like Black Flag. That, you know, they're still out touring. They're so sold out, it's pathetic, man. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's the Circle Jerks were just here like a week and a half ago. The Dead Kennedys were just here like a month ago. They're so sold out. I went to those shows, dude.
Yeah,
it's
watching like none of their old material is really like. I mean, their old material is like great and all. I mean, they made some great music back in the day, but I don't know how you could like do those songs in 2023. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know,
like a song like "Killing for Jesus," you know, like Circle Jerks doing like "Killing for Jesus" song. It's like that's not applicable. It's like that's something from like 1986 or something. It's you know, you're talking about, you know, the fan base is all, you know, our age or becoming older, and then there might be Wild in the Streets. Like, do you think like white suburban kids relate to like Wild in the Streets anymore? They don't. You know?
Exactly.
They're all on their phones or on the internet. Not in the streets.
Yeah, they aren't. They have no clue. They have no clue.
They've never been exposed to
Yeah,
anything unless they're real adventurous. I mean, because now you can seek out an entire band's catalog. I mean, I don't know what I would have been like if I had been a kid today with the access at my fingertips to everything. I was fascinated by the past. I was fascinated by old time radio shows when I was a kid, and I would go to the library and check out a record album with 2 episodes of The Shadow, one on each side, and I'd put a tape recorder next to my childhood phonograph and record them and cherish those and listen to what radio was like when my dad was a little kid. And now you could just go to YouTube and pull up a playlist of probably 600 episodes of The Shadow and just listen to them if you were so inclined. And there are people are seeking that out, but not many. People are just have been, I don't know if it's what we're eating, what they're putting in our food, but people are just listening to there's no good, I'm sure there's good music. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, no, there is.
In the 90s, I still have a good friend he's still around, but he's not as tuned into what's going on in the music. But he was good friends with Long Gone John that ran Sympathy for the Record Industry, and he would send my friend in Dallas stacks of each record 45 that he put out to take to local record stores and consignment, whatever, and then he'd get these new records in, and then I would get a copy from him, and I would know I'd be tuned in, and what's there was good music coming out, and I was aware of it, and I knew people that knew what was going on, and there was interesting stuff happening. But then over the years, I've just lost touch. I don't know. I was excited for a little bit in the early 2000s because I liked the White Stripes, and they broke up, and then the Donnas, then they turned into something else. But everything I've always liked sounds like old stuff, and the Cramps were great when they first started for a good number of years, but then towards the end, they just I don't know. It's like it just wasn't as special anymore, and it was just and then when they say the word fuck in their music, it might as well be listening to hip hop music. And before, what they were doing was rock and roll 50s and 60s style, where you weren't that explicit. Every kid that listened to Little Richard, Good Golly Miss Molly, they knew exactly what that song's about. And even the expression rock and roll, they knew what that meant. The parents didn't know what it means. So, you've got, Good Golly Miss Molly sure likes the ball, and, got Donald and Daisy Duck dancing to it, because even they don't know what the hell it means. But, but that was the problem. It's like, so the song that's become real big lately on the internet is a Cramps song, because this Wednesday Addams TV series on Netflix, this girl.
Good for them. They're making some money again.
Well, they're not alive though, except for one. And I think, what I understand, she's a Buddhist in like a monastery. And,
yeah, or I should say the record label's making money.
The record label is, but
yeah.
But that song, in the original version that the Cramps covered, he said, I'm a headhunter looking for a head, and the Cramps changed it to, I'm a headhunter looking for some head, and it still has a double meaning, because it still could be I'm looking to cut a head off, but or it could mean the other. But I just didn't like when they went farther. It's like Howard Stern was funny on regular radio, but then when he went on satellite, it just became unfunny, because they could say whatever. There was no longer was no longer, they weren't pushing a boundary. They could do whatever they want. And then Howard Stern just sold out completely. And
oh yeah, I mean, like when he was like on WNBC, like back in like what was it, the 80s, the mid 80s or so. I mean, there was like a long list of words he couldn't even say, so he'd have to make up like code, you know.
Yeah, and that's what was funny. But anyway, this girl that plays Wednesday Addams comes up with this dance. She invents a dance by watching Susie Sue and different goth people, and even takes bits of Wednesday dancing in the 60s TV show, Lisa Loring. And so it starts being a big hit on this Chinese communist TikTok thing. But then this, what's her face? Lady Gaga, she films herself doing the dance, the exact moves that this teenage girl came up with. She choreographed it herself, but she speeds up one of her old songs with it. And then all these TikTok idiots are doing the little dance to the Lady Gaga sped up song. Sounds like the Chipmunks. And it's like she didn't want that money going to. And then there was some idiot, I don't know who the guy is on late night TV, some guy from Saturday Night Live that does a late night show, Jimmy Fallon or something, was interviewing the girl that played Wednesday Addams, and he says, well, it's such a goofy, dopey song, It's like and then she says, no, I'm a big fan of the Cramps. And it's like,
yeah,
someone.
Yeah, she's funny, man. She was speaking ill of Israel recently. Now, I don't think that she's.
Who was?
The actress, the little actress.
Wednesday Addams was?
Yeah, the 20-year-old girl. And she's just doing it like to just be like, like a lefty hipster. I don't think that she's got any kind of deep feelings or, knowledge on the subject or whatever. She's just doing it to be like cool. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure her agent really, really, really loves that.
Oh yeah, well that I didn't know about that, but yeah, that's typical.
Yeah, you guys keep far more in tune to stuff than I do, man. I like dropped out. The only thing the only thing I pay attention to is what's coming out of Europe. That to me, and a little bit here in America, like. I pay attention to a lot of the really, really good underground bands out of Europe, and a little bit here in America. But it's so convoluted that like now here in America that you can't be a good band if you've come out in the last 4 or 5 years and made any kind of bones for yourself. Chances are. You're not a good band. That's what I mean. You're just because any kind of band that had any legitimate rebellion to something now would be so ostracized. I mean, they would like send the fucking alphabet agencies to their house now. It's like
nothing that is any of that would not work today. Punk rock, National Lampoon, all of that.
Yeah.
Even
I was in the recording studio just probably about a month ago to help my good friend that owns this recording studio, and there was some older guys in there about our age group, and they were they had it was a little longer ago, I should say, during this summer. It was like right when Ukraine kicked off, right? Well, at least a hot part of Ukraine. And they were just rip shit, tearing into fucking Putin is the bad guy, and like just totally really cool sounding punk rock, but with just these asinine, stupid, uninformed lyrics. I mean, I was just like, dude, the vibe is here in the music. It's so cool. But your lyrics are so full of shit because you've picked a side in the war. Okay. If you're really punk rock, you are not going to pick a fucking side in the war. Okay. You're just going to dog on war. Okay. Sure. And I told the bass player that, and he just like, his eyes got all big and like got all tripped out. And I was like, dude, this is like really good punk rock, but you guys have picked a side in the war. And it's not good punk rock because you picked a side in the war. If you're a real fucking punk rocker, you're not into war. Okay. I mean, you know, you're like, dude, your war's killing everybody. You know what I mean? And they were just like, it was a trip to do that to people that
like I was just thinking of what was that old Black Flag song, My War? About like a guy waging like a personal war against the world. I mean, like that's punk rock, you know, but
that's punk rock is all shit. Yeah, that's punk rock is all shit. And it's punk rock to talk about old wars, you know, like old wars, like you know, crusades and you know, like all and you know, picking fun at it, or you know, either or, you know, pro or against or whatever. But to simply write a song now.
Did you ever hear the Meatmen? I think it was or the Meat.
Oh yeah.
Was it the French people suck?
That's all cool. I mean, I to me that's fine and dandy. You know what I mean? There's you know all these different points of view, and but to me, I mean, I was offended by not offended. That's a total PC bullshit word. I was just pissed off because it's like, here this band is they're really good. They sounded right. I mean, you know, I'm the harshest critic there is when it comes to new punk rock, and they sounded really good, but they had this. When you listen to the LP that they produced, it was Joe Biden is Jesus. Everybody lick his nutsack, and Putin is evil, and lick his and he needs to be nuclear destroyed. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude, you guys are so sold out. You are not punk rock.
Maybe if they were like a joke, maybe if they were like a joke band, like a joke.
No, exactly, but they weren't. They
really were saying
very
good things
serious
about
it.
Good things about Biden, seriously?
Oh yeah, they were just like, oh, worship Biden, and you know, you know, it was like a total microcosm of the last 5 years. You know, bad orange man, kill the orange man, and Joe Biden is Jesus, and they're just like, you have to be rainbow flag, and I mean, I was just like, oh my God, dude. And I looked at him and I go, are you guys really serious about this shit? And I was asking the producer, which is my friend who owns a recording studio. He goes, no, dude, they are really about it. Like, this is their like whole trip.
Do you think the pendulum's going to swing back against all this? The next group of kids coming up, will the pendulum, or you think it's just the clock is broken, or do you think the pendulum can swing back?
Oh no, it'll swing back. Musically, it will. I mean, the rebellion is going to happen. The rebellion, the kids are going to get sick and tired of people telling them what the fuck they can sing about and what the fuck they can't. You know what I mean? That's going to happen. You know, I mean, seriously. I mean, it's just.
Knows a great band was Fear.
Oh, they were great, dude. They would put it right on the money, man. You know what I mean? Let's have a war. You know what I mean? They were just like, just brutal about it. You know,
like the way the guy like dressed up. He dressed it up like with kind of like this like you know what the hell, a BDSM like leather daddy type shit. But then he'd go on stage and be like, you know, using the F word. You can't say the F word on YouTube. Not the word fuck, but the other F word. But he'd be saying like he would dress in like this like homoerotic way, and he'd have these kind of like homoerotic, strangely lyrics. But then he'd be like gay bashing too. You know?
Oh yeah, funny. Yeah. I mean that's what punk rock was all about. I mean, it's like it was everything went. There was no boundaries. Everybody, you could go wherever you wanted. There was of course, there was the risque limit that Gratu was talking about. If you went over the top, you were just a trash band. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you could keep it in a tolerance level and do it with some like being suave about it, man, you came off like a winner. Those bands did like super well. You know what I mean? And the rest of it was just trash. It's just trash talk.
There's an interesting case. I mean, I like G.G. Allen in the Murder Junkies. I think that they created some real bangers. The guy was just a horrible person, just a screwed up, horrible person. But a lot of people in rock and roll are screwed up, horrible people. His state
absolutely
out of control. I mean, he was just an out of control asshole. But the people in his band actually cared about music, and they realized that like Gigi was like a raging madman who did have that rock and roll energy to him that came through on stage, but they realized that they didn't want to.
He wasn't throwing shit at you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like he like sprayed with shit and and killed by
I mean, I seen G.G. Allen live twice, so I mean, it's like, and I never thought, what you think as a musician. I went in there because it was like a carnival sideshow act for me. You know what I mean? For me, you know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck is this guy? Okay, cool. Let's watch it. Let's watch him go absolutely nuts and have some fun. And I was never drawn into him. I didn't think anything special about the band, and I'm glad that other people do. I'm by far, was there some genius? I thought there was some genius to him, like maybe within the first year of G.G. Allen, and then after that, it was just drug-induced mass psychosis craziness, But yeah, he was crazy for the first year. I thought the first LP was all right. Yeah.
Well, I'm not thoroughly familiar with his complete discography. I had one of his albums. What was it? The Suicide Tapes, I believe it was called.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That was a good album. Then he did like an acoustic one. It was just like acoustic and just him singing, and it was like spooky because he he was doing kind of like these real sort of like folksy kind of ballads, this sort of like Bob Dylan-esque kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
Bob Dylan / Manson. Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at this video. This is what Cleo was talking about. My wife, she was talking about this propaganda video that highly entertaining.
Oklar yurdu doğma diyar kadim tarih məbədim sen Keşiyinde serkerden var güneş kin ebedisən sen Çok az kalıp zaman çatar bu dünyada hak yerin tapar Torpakların hudutlarda tongallar yanar Kara bazım düşüp kara intikama çağırır bizi Siz sarılın silahlara koy mahvolsun düşmanımızı
This reminds me of, it kind of reminds me of that Wendy O'Williams video.
Yeah.
It was kind of like inspired by she's like on top of like a tanker truck.
Yeah, that's total propaganda. Hey, isn't that the Clash, Ratu?
What's that? Oh,
I said, isn't that
this is
the
where
Clash? It looks like the Clash, dude.
Oh, you mean Rock the Casbah? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they people say, well, Putin went after the Pussy Riot and put them in prison. Well, they were dancing naked in a church. You got to do stuff like that here. Let's see. Is this the same video? Probably.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like huge.
There's that Weird Al. It's a Weird Al spoof off of a Eminem. What was that big Eminem? Like it was like a top 40. It was
it had this, like, I know really a song. I can't think.
Dum 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 dum. It's like if you had one chance. One chance in life. And it's all about him watching TV, like watching every stupid TV show.
He's great, dude. Weird Al is the man.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's burned a lot of people, man. That's punk rock. You know what I mean? It's like super punk rock. You know,
in punk rock. And I can't play that because it's Capitol Records, but Stan Freberg, the comedian, was making fun of Elvis when Elvis first started and did a version of Heartbreak Hotel where it was drenched in echo and the echo machine got broken and there was just more and more echo and his jeans tear while he's performing. You hear the tear.
Yeah.
And when I first heard the Cramps, I thought they obviously were influenced by that Stan Freberg record because you listen to that, it's like because he's trying to exaggerate Elvis to the nth degree, and it winds up being a punk rock masterpiece, even though he hated rock and roll, and he did this recording in like 1955 or 56. It's brilliant. Everything Stan Freberg did was brilliant.
Yeah, I think you turned me on, or Cleo turned me on to that, and I watched that video, and I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like, wow, that is crazy that early, and they were, and it was. I mean, that's like punk rock. It is the proto punk. You know what I mean?
A rule that you can play less than a certain number of seconds of something? Is that how this?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, you do this. I only come on your show, so I don't know nothing about it. Yeah.
Here, I'll try to do it.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting thing too with that that band, Masters of the Obvious. Like sometimes I'd go and like click on one of their videos. And it's sort of like under this like grand umbrella called like Moto Topic, like Dash Topic, and there's always ads on it. But like the old videos of you know tracks that people would upload like 5 years ago or whatever, they don't have ads. You know, because I try to avoid ads as much as possible. So I think that they. I think that like YouTube does some kind of thing where if you sell your discography to them, you know, your like complete works, and then they can put ads on it, and then you can like file. Then I guess I don't know who files copyright claims for just you know individuals out there that are putting things. Uploading things, I guess you could, you know, like potentially he could raise an issue, or they could raise an issue with me for, you know, animating one of the tracks.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But all you're doing is publicizing the band that I never would have heard of had you not done that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would think that would be the way they thought, but you know, they're trying to what do you say? You know, catch all the Pikachus.
Yeah, because it nothing makes any sense. I mean, no one buys records or CDs anymore. People just listen to music on YouTube or wherever, Spotify, whatever. And so I guess musicians can only make money from touring, or do they get a few pennies from you? I don't know how it works, but it just seems like that may be why no one creates good music anymore. Is there's no incentive to anymore. Because there's no money in being a musician.
Yeah, there isn't. There hasn't been money in being a musician, probably, unless like you are, again, use the catch-all phrase, unless you are completely sold out. Like the only bands, even in our genre, are they're generally under some umbrella group that if they're making their complete 100% living, not necessarily in Europe, but here in America. In Europe, it's a little bit different, but here in America, yeah, you've got to really be rotten to be making your living off of your music. I mean,
let me play a couple of seconds of this Stan Freberg Heartbreak Hotel record from 1956. Let's see what happens to me. Commercial. This kind of music, whatever this is called, I hate it.
Well, since my baby left me, when I found a new place to dwell, when it's down at the end of lonely street, Heartbreak Hotel, well,
That's
I ripped my jeans, where you will be a third pair today. You'll be so lovely.
Anyway.
It kind of reminds me of like this sort of retro covers that like the do, like on like the Great Rocking symbol.
That's too much. Turn me off.
Yeah, well, this is it's like they're still calling it jazz. The rock and roll term's not even solidified there. Yeah,
I heard Sinatra really hated Elvis, or supposedly.
Yeah. There's a record label called Hit Records, and what they did is they did cover versions of every record that was a big hit, and it was just studio musicians, not very good ones, and they'd put out this record and hoping that kids would buy it, thinking it's the real thing, or it was just like it was like a few dimes cheaper. Instead of paying 60 cents for the record, theirs was 39 cents, and you get it. And this one I have of the Beach Boys, and it's obviously a bunch of guys that are in their 50s trying, and it just sounds like they're drunk singing. It's hilarious. I've got it on a jukebox downstairs. But yeah, Hit Records, they're really bad, but sometimes they're
I have like I have some like Halloween party CDs where they would take popular songs like signature hits like Welcome to My Nightmare. But it wouldn't be like Alice Cooper. It would be like an Alice Cooper like impersonator or something, like someone who could it's spooky because like when you listen to it, you're like, is that Alice Cooper or is that like someone like really being like Alice Cooper?
Yeah, the other problem in the 70s or late probably 70s, they got a lot of original artists to come back and re-record their songs in stereo, but it wasn't the original recording. So then you'd have to look on the record, original artist and original recording. Because if it just says original artist, you're going to have, because Bill Haley kept recording for his entire life into the 70s, playing in Europe and still had the little spit curl. And
and kept recording his music, but you want the original recordings. That was always a problem for me as a kid when I was getting into that music.
Yeah.
Yeah, they. I mean, you know, all the years that I worked over at the record shop, I mean, you just, I don't know how much of that stuff gets chucked out on the back porch, but you get like these oldies compilations, and there's like, it's amazing the guys that mastered those records. They were able to put like 32 songs on one LP. Like the groove space is just unimaginably small. And like the quality of the record, like you play it like maybe 10 times and the record's shot. But anyways, what I'm getting at is that a lot of the stuff that you were saying, Gratu, it would just come out and they would just release it. They'd put it in the dollar bins or the 59-cent bin. And, you know, and if you sell, you know, 10,000 59-cent records, man, they were making money. You know, because back then, to make one of those crappy LPs, you know, you'd pay somebody, you know, $50 to master it that way. You know, you would pay the record plant, you know, $100 to press, you know, 1,000 of them just to see if they would sell. You know, it was so cheap to make records back in the day. It's not like now. Like, you know, you go to put out 1,000 records now, man, you're going to be shelling out $3,000-4,000, depending on your package, $3,000-4,000. You know what I mean? It's and it takes like 6 months for you to get your record back. You know, it's really bad, man. I mean, you know, because what you were saying is earlier about, you know, the record industry is doing quite well. They've grown by like 18%. Just last year, which is more than in any other recording format. It's not that much, 18%, but when you take 18% of, you know, 200 million, that's quite a bit. It's substantial. And what's happening is all the big acts are pressing a limited run of records again. And then you have, of course, all the old acts are repressing the records again because all these kids are, you know, oh, cool, Led Zeppelin. Oh, well, I can't afford $100 for an original pressing, but I can afford $23 for a repressed record this year, you know, 2022 or 2023 repress. They can afford $23. So
are old Led Zeppelin records going for that much?
Oh shit, yeah, man. God, yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Millions?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, watch your Led Zeppelin 2 record before you know, if you have any Led Zeppelin 2 record, let me you know, contact me and maybe we could do a cool video stream. And there's a certain Led Zeppelin 2 pressing that's just worth like $1,000, man, right off the bat.
I was never into Led Zeppelin when I was a kid, so that was not a group I
listened to a lot of Zeppelin as a teenager.
Yeah, I did. I like Zeppelin
records.
They were just kind of like staple, you know.
Yeah, it was just
It's funny because like certain bands, like I somehow missed like when I was a youth. I remember this one time I was like fairly into music. I kind of like knew classic rock like fairly kind of well. And I was talking to this like just random girl, and she was like saying that she was going to an Eagles concert, and I didn't know who the Eagles were. I mean, I knew Hotel California because I'd heard it like 8 gazillion times, but I never listened to the Eagles. I didn't know that they were the ones that did that song.
That's admirable to me.
It's like certain things just kind of like fall through the crack for any number of reasons. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are they a good band? Are the Eagles a good band? I
would. Yeah, in my opinion, the Eagles are. I grew up. You know, I heard them. My mom played them. and I had a disdain for them for years and years and years. And then over the years that I worked at the record store, I learned so much more about music than I originally did. And so my take of the Eagles now is you can do way worse than to listen to the Eagles. So that's where I put the Eagles.
I've been getting into Frampton recently.
Yeah, I mean Frampton's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a fan of any of those bands, but you know what I mean? It's to me.
Well, I mean, when I say get into, I mean like I happen to just a CD fell into my lap, and
never be ashamed of liking anything.
I got acquainted with Frampton originally because Dinosaur Jr. were doing like covers back in the day. And I had the same experience with Black Sabbath. I'd heard the Butthole Surfers do a quasi Black Sabbath cover years before I listened to Black Sabbath. So it's it's funny the way
I was a stoner before I became a punk rocker. I was a dirt head, so I always liked like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and all that stuff. And I like Blue Oyster Cult. Totally love Blue Oyster Cult. And I always just kept that shit under my hat because I made my bones as a punk rocker, and it's all cool. It's all cool not to like that stuff. But, in reality,
American, that Circle Jerk song, the American Heavy Metal Weekend, and he's just making fun of all the metal bands.
Yeah, and all those dudes, that's all they do is listen to that shit.
Yeah,
seriously, they do. Yeah. I mean, they bag on it all day long, but in all reality, dude, they grew up listening to it. You know what I mean? That we all did. It was on the radio, and so they made their bones busting chops. That's the way I look at it, and that's how I am. And that was my dirty little secret was. I'm fairly talented, because I listened to really good music when I was growing up and I was influenced by it, like Black Flag, they're shit. They're like total fucking garbage, but they're killer. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like those guys couldn't play their way out of a fucking paper bag, man. Those guys never listened to anything but what they played. You know what I mean? And I totally appreciate that. I think that's killer. And there are a few great punk rock bands that are that way. But for most of the punk rock bands that came out during, the classic punk rock bands, those guys all talk to shit and, this, that, and the other thing. I don't like rock and roll. I don't like heavy metal. Dude, bullshit. They all listen to it. They all were influenced by it. What I mean?
Bands like Maiden, and they were like huge.
Like what?
Like Maiden.
Who?
Iron Maiden.
Like who? Oh, I love Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden was like always like one of my favorites. That like their music like transflows into my music that I write. That's without a doubt. They're great musicians. Go ahead.
I'm scrolling through thousands of pictures trying to find a picture of what I sent to John because my wife says he never showed the finished thing to me. So I'm scrolling through thousands. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm listening. It's just I look like some asshole on my phone, but I'm scrolling.
Oh no!
Instagram.
Oh no! Not at all, dude.
So I know
not at all.
I took some pictures. I took some pictures of the painting and sent it to a friend of mine. So if you need some documentation, I can.
Well, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, if you could send them to me, then I could show her because I know they're on here. I took pictures of it, of course, but yeah.
It's funny. Speaking of old metal and like Black Sabbath, I was listening to. Are you familiar with Goblin?
Yeah,
they're Italian. They did a lot of film scores.
Yeah, like Dawn of the Dead, and
Yeah, they worked a lot with Dario Argento. I was listening to something. I was listening to one of their albums because they would go and they just make their own stuff sometimes, and that wasn't particularly a score to any film or whatever. I was listening to it and I was like, dude, this sounds a lot like old Black Sabbath, and I'm like, well, of course it does, because that's what they were listening to. It was there's a lot of bleed over.
Yeah, it bleeds over. I mean, there's so much of it. What the industry is great at doing is masking what a new band, when they come out, like they push them as like new, and they are a new band. It's a new take, but almost all music, very little of it, very little is totally 100% original. There's very little of it. Most of my favorite bands that I like in punk rock, like when I first heard them, when I got into punk rock, I thought, oh my God, that's like the first time I ever heard it. It was like whatever. And then, they're the originators of it. And then as you get older and you you delve into the deep dive of music, you go, wow, this is where in the hell they got their sound. This is who they listened to. This is what they were influenced by. Their sound isn't original. This is 20 years before. And then you talk to them years later when you become personal friends with these bigger bands. I've been lucky enough to do. And you ask them, hey man, you used to listen to a lot of this. Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll say, yeah, that's where I was influenced by. You know what I mean? But as a kid growing up, you don't hear that. You're just like shocked by it. And that's the thing that blows me away, is like these real nerdy kids like Gratu was talking about. That's all they do is sit at home and they like listen to billions of songs on the internet, and they know everything about music. Like you can't get shit over on those kids, because the minute you start to play something, they'll look at you and go, oh, that sounds like this. Or you sound exactly like this. That song sounds just like this song. And you're just like, I didn't know that. And then you go listen to that song, and you're like, holy shit. Yeah, it does. You know what I mean?
You'll be in a store and there'll be someone that's 20-year-old girl, and she's playing her Spotify for the store soundtrack. And it's like, how do they know about that music? And it's just because they put in one song, and then this AI sends them, you might like this. And then all of a sudden they, it helps them.
I found this band recently. They were called The Rats, and they were from like 1972 or something. I had never heard of them before, and I was listening to them, and it was eerie how much they sound, how much the vocal, the lead vocals sounded like T-Rex. Like, oh, there you go.
I don't know how good this is gonna look.
That's what my picture pretty much looks like.
It's a painting I did for John of the.
Oh, okay.
Dead.
Yeah, stick that up.
This is on my Instagram. I did a great job getting rid of about 100 subscribers on Instagram because you put up all these Trump memes about a week ago.
I'll go. I'm going to go get the painting.
Oh, okay. I lost 90 subscribers in one day because they just couldn't take that. And they left nasty messages.
Good for you, Gratu.
I'm unsubscribing. I can't take this anymore.
Dude, Trump was the most punk rock president that we've ever had, man. That guy was so punk rock.
When has a debate been that entertaining? And he turns everyone else into garbage pail kids names, and they people, oh, that was so mean what he was doing. It was fucking hilarious, man.
It was. I mean, to me, when it is Johnny Rotten hit the nail on the head where he said exactly what I was saying. is pretty much that, like, Trump is like the most punk rock president there ever was. You know what I mean? When Johnny Rotten said that, I laughed because I was just like, he is. I mean, he's there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember Gratu showing that. Show that, but I didn't see it when it completed. Wow, that's cool, man.
I showed it in some video and it's finished for him. I mean,
that's really cool.
I forgot to sign it, and then I forgot to sign 2 of Captain Strangelife's paintings, and I don't know.
Yeah, I like it's. I really like how the you got a whole bunch of them in here. You managed to get 4 of the zombies in.
Yeah,
and they're nicely placed, you know.
Yeah,
like one in the way background, one in kind of like a mid background, and then the 2 and the 4.
Yeah, I kind of she kind of wound up looking like Veronica from Archie Comics.
Oh, yeah, I was sort of thinking she's got, you know, kind of a Betty Page sort of thing.
Yeah,
but she looks like that one chick in the movie. You know, the one who's with that kind of like ruffian character, the guy with the switchblade.
Yeah,
and she's kind of like a wild wench herself.
Yeah,
and she's the one.
Yeah. That may have been what inspired me. It's just a Spanish-looking girl, you know, brunette. Right. I think at one point she was blonde, and then it morphed into that. I kept going back and changing things.
No, she's. I think she's better as more of a med type because, you know, because of that's what those films were.
Yeah.
You know.
Look how my OCD has caused me to position so it looks like my ceiling is the same as John's. You see how I got it just right.
Trying to get the exact metrics.
I've weeded out most of my OCD, but sometimes little things like that creep in.
No, you know where was a good band was did you ever hear the Nuns?
Yeah. Cleo's played the Nuns for me.
Yeah, they're great, man. I really like the Nuns.
I've learned a lot about music from Cleo because there's a whole genre I never knew about, which is what the original 1969 non-racist original skinheads listened to, which was this Jamaican rock and roll from the 60s. I'd never heard that. The only reggae I knew was, the first time I heard reggae was probably, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. And then I realized that's actually reggae. And actually, that's the same guy that sang the theme to the Mighty Hercules cartoon from 1960. He was a Jamaican guy that sang that song about 10 years later. But, then I guess it was Eric Clapton doing I Shot the Sheriff. I heard that before I ever heard the Bob Marley version. But this is nothing like that. This is this weird hybrid of the 60s stuff. It's this weird hybrid of doo-wop and rock and roll, and it's the whole something else. And then they have all these, they name their records insane things. Like they have several bands have songs about Dracula and vampires, and they name them after spaghetti westerns. And it's just they like name everything after movies, and it's just great. It's just like it says I found it. It's like my girlfriend was a Dracula, and it's just like because their English is a little broken, so they refer to vampires as that's a Dracula, and it's great. And it's like I just couldn't believe all this music I discovered through her that you can just get free from YouTube and listen to it. It just was amazing.
It's killer, man. I mean, I
really love the what is it? I always get it confused because like one's like an old noir and the other is like the Jimmy Cliff movie. The harder they fall. That's the movie, right? Or is it the harder they fall? Yeah,
that's the movie. Yeah,
that's
the harder they come, or hard. No, it's the harder they. Yeah.
I love,
it's something like that. Yeah, the harder they fall, the harder they come.
The sleazy, the like sleazy Arab record producer is like pulling up to the gates of the studio, and there's like this there's a whole bunch of Jamaicans around, and they're like singing their song for him, and he's like listening to it, and he's listening to it in this kind of like annoyed kind of way, and he's like, okay, like come around, Saturday around 2:00. I'll see if I can do something for you. Now get the fuck out of here. And he's just so like kind of sleazy and like dismissive of all their hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The green room.
No,
is
there's
cool.
that
Is that green paint or a green light?
Yeah,
in that room.
It's green paint.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's green paint here. I
Oh,
made
wow.
paint that the front room, the whole front room is the same color. The hallway is that color. I'm gonna do my room battleship gray when I repaint it. Probably early spring. I'm gonna do this battleship gray in here.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been working our ass off over here.
I'd love to do I'd love to just have a room that was just all green, so then I could like do green screen stuff real easy.
Oh, yeah.
Like I wouldn't have to worry about like, putting up planks of wood with like green, like paper, fucking screens or any shit like that. Just the whole room is just green, and you can do whatever in there.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of camera?
Yeah,
do
make
you
a green
use for
room.
your animation.
I just use like I don't really well, like I said before, I don't I mostly do vector based animation. I mostly animate on the computer using vectors, which is just kind of like drawn on the computer animation. But when I do stop motion stuff, which is like photography kind of based, I just use like a cheap like Sony mini DV, like a mini DV cam. Or I use just like a DV cam, just like cheap stuff. I'm not like what's the word for people that are really into cameras and all that? Like there must be some kind of word, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I should be at this point, but I'm still very much kind of learning gear. Like the stop motion, like I consider myself like an okay stop motion guy. Like if someone gave me like a bunch of money to do like a stop motion bit, I would really hunker down and get like super serious about everything. And I would like get like tripods that weren't all kind of like janky and kind of like moving around and shit. Because I got my 2 tripods from like the Goodwill store, and they're both kind of like slightly busted, but they work for me. But you can see it in the work that it comes out in the work that it's kind of janky, and I just run with it because like that's the aesthetic, and I don't care.
Yeah, but it makes it punk rock, man.
Yeah, but if someone was like giving me money and like wanted like a really wanted a more polished look, and I would take things like a lot more seriously, and I would do the homework about investing in gear and get properly geared up and all that crap, because I don't know, I guess you have a responsibility to, unless someone said I wanted that really raw look, then I would take my tripod and just smash the fuck out of it and then like start working with it again.
Yeah.
I've got a tripod that I haven't been able to find for seems like a month. Captain Strangelove.
You still haven't found that thing?
No, Captain Strangelove sent me this tripod, I think, as a hint.
Yeah.
My videos look like shit, and then it was working great. But where the fuck is? I wonder if it's down here. Yeah, it's gonna materialize in some place. I just don't know where.
Yeah, I always go slightly mad when I misplace things. That's why I try not to like accumulate stuff these days, because I go slightly mad when I misplace it. Like I was looking for an X-Acto blade the other day. I didn't even like really need one. I was just working on some stupid little like mini project, and I needed an X-Acto blade for something or other. And I went like insane for like 2 hours, just like searching the whole damn place looking for. But I finally found it. but you know, in the process, you find other things. So.
How long have you been in the same house, or are you in a house or an apartment?
No, in a house. In a house. Well, this is my, you know, this is like childhood house.
Okay.
But I haven't always been here. I've strayed from the house for a long time, but it drew me back eventually.
Yeah, it's just like when you move, that last move almost killed me, man.
I hate moving. It
affected
fucking
my
sucks.
vision even.
You know what? No, it sucks too. About like I was living in New York City for just too long, and it's like you're living in such small, cramped spaces that like the smallest thing, like. You know, like someone gave me a Godzilla toy, right? And it was nice. It was a nice Godzilla thing, and it was kind of like the size of this, like this stupid little shredder guy. You know, it was like this. It was like not big at all, right? But because I'm like living, you know, spending so much time in like this tiny little room in this tiny little apartment. I gave the stupid thing to my roommate. I'm like, I don't want the, you know, it's not like I don't like the thing or it isn't cool or whatever. I just don't have space for it. And when you're living in the city, it's like it's hard to collect. It's hard to collect things or accumulate things, which is a drag because, you know, when you're an artist, you need to have stuff around that you can like kind of like absorb and take in, and it becomes part of you. Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all just stuff. But
no, you need the ambiance as an artist, man.
But that's the weird thing is you're living in a city where you have record stores, you have antique, you got everything around.
That is your
where
ambiance.
you can buy this, you can accumulate the stuff, but you don't have room for it. Whereas here I've got all this room, but there's anywhere that I can buy anything, which is probably a good thing because I got enough stuff already. But I would, you know, it's like New York City. I can only imagine. There used to be I don't know if it's still there, a record store called Midnight Records that.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, it sounds familiar. Did you ever go to the Time Machine in New York City? I've
never been to New York City. My wife has, but
I haven't. I didn't go there.
I haven't been many places in my early life when my dad was in the Army. When I was a little kid, we moved all over, but I
mean, I haven't been to New York City in like a good 5 years or so. People say that it's changed. I don't know. I mean, it probably has.
Last time I lived back there was in 2007 when I lived in Massachusetts. I lived there, and I used to always go into New York via like the punk rock route through. They had the Chinatown bus that you could catch for like $20. So you'd spend $20 from where I was to get to the bus station, then take the China bus from downtown Boston, the rail yard, to New York, get dropped off in Chinatown, then call up your homies. That's what I did. And they'd meet me there. And then we'd get on the subway and split and go, you know, do whatever. You know, go to a concert or do whatever.
Like I was there when it shut down, but I never went to a CBGB's.
I did when I was a kid. Last time I was there, was in the 80s. I want to say, like maybe like 88, 89. Was the last time I was there. I wish I would have went, you know, later. I had chances to go later, but I didn't. I'd go to Rhode Island quite a bit and go see. I've seen the Ramones quite a bit in Rhode Island. I don't know. Yeah, like CBGB's, I only went that one time, and you know, it's like I was more into the hardcore scene and not that many New York hardcore bands played at CBGB's back then.
Yeah.
I mean, they did like after that, like in the early 90s, they started letting the New York hardcore bands play there. But there was a few bands, like I believe Agnostic Front, they played there in the mid to late 80s. There was a couple, but the bands that I liked that were coming out of New York at the time, they couldn't. I mean, CBGBs, no matter even how raw it was, they were rawer than that. You know what I mean? So, like, CBGBs didn't want the trouble. You know, like I would go see Reagan Youth, or I would go see like the Crumbsuckers, you know, bands like that. You know, and those, yeah, they were like, you know, you had to go to like some shithole basement, you know, to go see those bands. You know, pay like $3 at the door and hope you didn't get your ass kicked on the way in or on the way out. You know what I mean? It was a pretty rough crowd.
Yeah,
But
a friend of mine who was I went to school with, he kind of had like aspirations to be like a promoter, like a band promoter. He was into a lot of metal and thrash stuff, which I never got that into. It was never really my scene. But you know, I heard the stories like through osmosis about how he would he would do all these like he would try to scam the thing in such a way that like his promoting of the band would like he would barely make enough to break even, like promoting like this or that or the next band for some show. And I'm like, damn, man, if like that's a labor of love there, right there, man. You know, it's but if you
most of the time when I was, most of the guys I know, dude, nobody made a plug nickel. You were lucky, you know. You were lucky to, you know, get your gas money and a pack of smokes. And of course, somebody had inevitably, you know, made some money along the way there. But the bands hardly ever got to see it. You know, I know a couple of bands that came out at the same time period as our band did. We were pretty popular. We were pretty big in our time period, and they did real well. But they were very shrewd, and they were very I don't know how you'd want to call it. You know, they were just very firm about how they took care of their business, and they didn't get rich by no ends and no means, but they definitely didn't get ripped off. You know what I mean? And I can only name like a couple of bands during that time period. We by far never got ripped off, but we never made any money. I know that. I know for a fact we didn't get ripped off, because I know I ended up over the years becoming very, 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 very close friends with the guy that ran the record label we were on, and he made a few dollars on us, and I don't blame him. Shit, you're gonna throw out that kind of money. You got to remember, we're coming from a shithole town. We aren't coming from New York or LA or San Francisco or Chicago or Detroit or anything like that. You know, bands like that, you know, they're going to make money because they have a natural fan base. We were a band that came out of the sticks and just got lucky. You know, we wrote the right kind of music, and you know, and it clicked. You know, very hard for any band to come out of where I come out of. You know, to this day, there are successful band people that have came out of the city that I'm from. Mm-hmm. But as a whole, there's no one band that came out of here and has ruled. Like Bakersfield, they have what was a band that came out of Bakersfield about 15 years ago? They like ruled like MTV for like 6 years. you know, this big heavy thrash band that came out of Korn, that band Korn. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that band. I mean, I know those guys. I've got pictures of me and those guys. Those guys are just like, you know, flatland scumbag like I am. You know what I mean? That they all are, you know, and then they made it out of Bakersfield. So like Bakersfield is like 80 miles from here, and they have a band that has put, you know, they have shitload of country music that put them on the, you know, that they're like Nashville West. Bakersfield is what they call it. So it was already a famous town, but now they're known as a heavy metal town because of Korn, right? Well, I'm in Fresno, which is 80 miles north of Bakersfield, and I can tell you, I've been here for damn near my whole life. Besides, you know, my different 1 or 2 year jaunts back east when I've lived with my father, you know, I've been here my whole life, and there's no band that's come out of here. Nothing. I mean, we've had various different famous people who've lived here. We've had some very talented underground success come out of here, but nothing as big as like Korn. You know what I mean? Like Korn, like, is huge. Those guys like made millions and millions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The local. I remember growing up around here. The local band was the Reducers.
Yeah.
The Reducers.
Yeah, I know who the Reducers are.
Yeah, they were. I guess they were. I don't know. I mean, they were always playing the local joint in New London, which is a couple towns over. So I think that they were kind.
What are you in the Bay Area?
I don't know if you would call it the Bay Area. I'm next to EB. You know where EB is? Electric Boat, the submarine base.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're a NorCal. You're a NorCaler. Yeah, you're a NorCaler. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I listened to some of the Reducers' music recently, and it's like kind of decent. It's like decent pop. But it's nothing special. It's nothing that kind of like breaks through in a kind of like in any kind of like a novel way. You know what I mean? It's like you have to be something kind of really sort of, you have to be unique in order to kind of bust out. And when I say unique, I don't necessarily mean good, but you have to kind of like you have to have some sort of like look or sound or kind of theme, like Marilyn Manson, right? You know, there were a lot of bands that were doing kind of Marilyn Manson sort of stuff before, you know, they all blew up. But Marilyn Manson, they were like the right thing at the right time.
It's all
larger America was ready for it.
I don't like him, but he did something ingenious. Before he started the band, he got a job writing for as a journalist, and he started writing about this imaginary band, Marilyn Manson, and how great they were. And before they'd ever even, you know, he created it fictionally. It was like in the old Golden Age comic books. I don't know if it was one company, but these artists got together and decided, let's come up with a drink. We'll advertise it, a soft drink. We'll advertise it in the comic books. It doesn't exist, but we'll have the bottle and we'll talk about how great this is, like Cuba Cola or something. And then maybe someone will actually start making it and we'll be millionaires. So there are all these ads.
Didn't Malcolm McLaren kind of do stuff like that?
It's really cool. You know, the bands that came out of my high school and the neighboring high school a couple miles away were pretty much my age, or that went to my Pantera and Rotting Corpse. And then AC Orr, that was in Rotting Corpse, he later went on to be in not Rotting Corpse,
What am I fucking thinking of?
Cannibal Corpse.
No.
Cannibal Corpse.
It's Rigor Mortis. There was a band
Oh,
called
Rigor Mortis. Yeah.
Because they had me do a little flyer with a skeleton. But no, Rigor Mortis. And then Casey Orr from Rigor Mortis went on to be in Guar. So Rigor Mortis and Pantera were the ones that came out of my high school. Yeah.
Oh, that guy from Guar is funny. He's like the man. He's like the manager. I don't know if he was like the manager for real. The manager. What's his name? Sleazy B Martini.
Someone told me he has a show on YouTube that's cool.
Yeah, he does a show on YouTube where he just like talks shit and like covers the news, and it's kind of funny. He's sort of a somewhat interesting guy. I was never into Guar. They were kind of like a gag band, a novelty band. Yeah. I knew some kids.
Man. I've seen them like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Yeah, they're great. I've seen them back in the late 80s, early 90s in their prime. When they were in their prime, they still get together every once in a while, but it's not like hardly any of the original members or anything. We had a fantastic band that was going to come out of here. That was Guarsh. They were called Circus Bogus. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Circus Bogus. No, they were killer, dude. They were hilarious. They were funny. They were good musicians. They were blowing up. They had the record deal down in LA, like a big record deal coming to them. And my best buddy was the drummer. And they had just got done playing. They loved to play this little dive place in downtown Fresno. They were just coming home from the show. He was unloading his fucking drums, and some gangbanger came up and shot him to death. The band fell apart.
Oh shit! Yep.
That's why I don't want to live in the big city, man. That shit's
bro, dude, it was ridiculous, man. Also, the car was going the wrong way down the street. It was a gang initiation. We found out later, but it was a gang initiation. The car was going the wrong way, and he had his headlights off. And all my buddy did was turn around and go, "Hey, bro, your lights are off." And they stopped the car. They backed up, and boom, 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 unloaded on him. And the band, everybody the band was, let's just put it this way. The band was going to be great for about 2 or 3 records, and then they would have fell apart because they were all dopers and, you know what I mean? They were heavy drug users, heavy drinkers. I love them all. They were my friends. But they were all like very much at the edge of gonna crumble, right? But they were killer. I seen the record contract. They were fucking signed on Capitol Records, dude. Yeah. They were ready to blow. They were shooting the videos. They were doing the whole thing. They were going to blow the top off. They would have been, I'm telling you, look them up on YouTube. Look up Circus Bogus. I know you guys will love it. I know because you guys are all into the theatrical shit and all the clown shit and all that stuff. Yeah. That's what they were all about. It was never my gig, but they were my buddies, and I loved them.
Did a record
and
come
I was
out?
Like,
did one record come out? Or?
No, nothing. They just disintegrated. Shit. But you can find their stuff on YouTube. You can find it, and people that I turn it on to, they're just like, wow.
I gotta close it out because Cleo and I are going to this restaurant, and she just sent me a message that she's ready. But I'm going to start doing more of these live streams because it's kind of fun to talk to. It's a lot of fun to talk to people, and I don't know anyone here really, hardly, except some people at work. So
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right, John. Nice to meet you. All right,
everybody.
Rob too. Tell Greta I said bye-bye too. All right.
I sure will. Take care, guys.